Night is back. Your boy Viper is in the driver's seat. We are here. We are live. We are all over the tube, man. I've been waiting a few days to live stream. I've been wanting to get back in the live stream seat. But what I don't like to do is step on people's toes, right? I don't like to step on people's toes. So yesterday, we had a couple of people live streaming. I think technically T was streaming. Tech King Mike was streaming. Some other people were streaming. Eating streams on Wednesday. Gadget got streams on Tuesday. So your boy Viper's like, you know what? I'm going to be cool. I'm going to wait till my day because I don't want to step on anybody's toe. But it is Friday night, the night that I own on YouTube, which means Viper is live. So let's go ahead and get into the introduction. Let's do the roll call, and then we can have a little chat. Because, again, I've been waiting for Friday. We're here. We're live. And, oh, my Lord, I see some people I ain't seen in a while out here. What's going on? But current time is 6:02 p.m. Central Standard Time, which means you are in the right place. You are on the right YouTube channel, baby. Yes. So, for those of y'all who watch this stream regularly, you know what's about to happen next. But for those of y'all who are new here, or for those of y'all who somehow catch the replay of this live stream, this is the part of the stream where I'm going to need you, yes, you, to turn your volume down. Because if you don't turn your volume down, excuse me, if you don't turn your volume down, I will not be held liable for what your neighbors think about you listening to some loud dude on YouTube. That's on you, not on me. That's on you, not on me. Now that we got that disclaimer out of the way, I can go ahead, get into the intro and the roll call. So let's go ahead and let the Viper go to work. Woo! Yes, it's time to do what we do out here on these YouTube streets on Friday night. But here we go. What's up, people? This your boy Viper, the man about tech, and we are live! Welcome to Friday Night Fight, baby! Woo! Woo! Oh, yeah! It is that day again. We are back. We are live on YouTube. Woo! The plane has officially taken off and left the airport. But before I get started with tonight's festivities, let me see who I got in the chat tonight. First on the list is Home Rapid Repair. What's up? How you doing? Good to see you in the building. We got my man Joe out there. What's up, Joe? That's right, baby. We out here, baby. We out here. What's going on? Zach Talk Tech is in the building. What's up, bro? How you been? Justin Collins is here. What's up, Justin? How you doing, baby? What's going on? We got the Tech God up in here. What's up, bro? How you been? My homie from Sweden, Dennis Carlson is here. What's up, bro? How you been? What's going on with you? We got Digital Slang in the cut. What's up, bro? How you doing? Jonathan Rash is here. What's up, Jonathan? Good to see you, my dude. And we got one of my co-MCs from Vid Summit, Shelly saving a day. Hey, Shelly, how you doing? Appreciate you being here. Gwendolyn G is here. Hey, Gwendolyn, how you doing? Good to see you. Jeff Hale is in the building. What's up, Jeff? How you doing today? Blessings to you, sir. We got Don Colvin, channel member extraordinaire. What's up, my dude? How you been? What's going on? We got Dr. Jade. Oh, my goodness. What is going on? I haven't seen Dr. Jade in forever. Hey, Jade, good to see you. Happy Friday to you. Who else? The Norwegian sensation, LBA is in the building. What's up, bro? How you doing? We got Snowman Can in the cut. What's up, bro? How you been? We got Mike McCain. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Wisdom Empire is here, too. What's up, bro? How you been? What's going on? Marcus Span is in the building. What's up, Marcus? How you doing? And Pat Tech is in the building, too. What's up, Pat? How you doing? Right now, StreamYard is telling me that there are 28 people watching. So, 29 now. Jay Boogie coming in the back door. What's up, bro? How you doing? 29 people watching. I did not call off 29 names. So shout out to my Alert Squad. I know y'all out there. Either you can't comment because you're watching from a TV, or maybe you don't want people to know that you watch Viper. Either way, I'm glad that you're here. Appreciate you coming in and tuning in and hanging out with your boy Viper on Friday night. Albert Cervantes, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Good to see you in the cut. What's going on with you? Woo! Oh, yeah. So, wow. Got a nice little audience here, 27, 28 people watching. Well, first off, I appreciate y'all being here, man. Some of y'all show up before I even go live, which is, I will never take that for granted, man, because I know there are a lot of creators out there who are just starting out, who feel like nobody's watching them. They go live. They maybe go live to like 2, 3 people, but y'all show up and show out. Now, I've been doing this for 5 years, so hopefully I would have built some type of audience by now, but even still, I will never take it for granted that people wait for me to go live. So I appreciate all of y'all being here. Those of y'all who come here every Friday night, and some of y'all do show up every Friday night. So I appreciate y'all being here and hanging out, man. And what's that? Is that Khalil out there? I see Khalil Mizrah. What's up, Khalil? How you doing? And StreamYard will update. I will highlight your comment. There you are. Good to see you, my dude. Appreciate you being here. But I'm appreciative, man, because again, I know that you guys could be doing anything else with your Friday night, but you choose to hang out with me. So thank you for that. I appreciate you. But just because I get on this microphone and I live stream every Friday night and I put out content on YouTube on the other channel and different things like that, that doesn't mean that I'm entitled to anything. You're like, uh-oh, Viper, what do you mean entitled? Some creators, they feel like because they have an audience and they do big numbers, they get a lot of views, they have a lot of subscribers, different things like that, they feel sometimes that they're entitled to different things. That ain't me, man. I know that, I am, in terms of vanity metrics, I am pretty small, although I will always say, and I will continue to say, that I am one of the biggest names in tech YouTube. Some of you might roll your eye when I say that, but I happen to know it's true. Hell, I even have a damn entry in ChatGPT. How the hell does ChatGPT know who I am? I don't know, but it probably goes to the point that I'd say I'm one of the biggest names in tech YouTube. Even ChatGPT knows who the hell I am. So that's weird, but that's a flex. But I'm going to flex that. But what I want to say tonight is that there was some, this week, actually, no, let me rewind. So this week, in Pixel Week, right? In Team Pixel Week, all the Pixel Pros, 8 and 8 Pro, they got into people's hands. Google sent them out to Team Pixel and other influencers and creators and different things like that. They do this every year. It's cool. I did not get a Pixel 8 this year, or 8 Pro for that matter. And shout out to my man Adam, Tech Odyssey, advocating for me and other creators. He kind of brought it to their attention that they're missing some people this year. I don't know what happened at Team Pixel. I don't know if they just changed the way they do the program or whatever, but it wasn't my year. Now, do I find it a little strange? Yes. I have been getting phones sent to me from Google since the 4. So I got the 4, 5, 6, 7, but not the 8. But I'm not mad at it. I'm not going to sit here and complain that I didn't get a Pixel 8 or whatever. Here's the thing that we have to understand about brands and brand campaigns. Every brand campaign is different, and they have different objectives, different targets, different metrics that they're trying to meet. If you as a creator are not on their plan for that campaign, it's not personal. Now do y'all see where I'm going with this live stream? Okay. It's not personal. I'm not mad at Google. I'm not going to yell at Google for not sending me a phone because I know that is not personal. Again, I've got phones in the past. This year, I didn't get a phone. That's okay. I'm not mad. I'm not losing sleep over it at all. But again, it's not personal. Some of y'all make it personal though. And the thing that I need you all to realize, especially if you are going to be a full-time content creator, is that you need to be careful mixing your personal feelings with business, because business and emotion do not mix. They just don't. They don't work like that. I'm sorry. You might think it do, but it don't. At the end of the day, when you are trying to run a business and you're trying to do the best thing that you can do for that business, you have to look at the data. You have to look at the numbers. The numbers are going to tell you what you need to know, and the numbers are going to be what you use to guide you to build that business. If you're not using the data, you're not using the numbers, you are doing it wrong. Your business is not going to last long if you get too emotional about it and don't do what the data tells you to do. Now, how can I scale this back to a YouTube channel, right? So let's say you have 100 subscribers on your channel, right? and you put out a video, right? Let's say your video gets like 50 views or whatever. Your video gets 50 views. You got 100 subscribers. So half your subscriber base watched your video. I know that's not the reality, but I'm just using that for this example, right? So you got 50 subscribers or 50 views off the video. You put out a video, you get 50 views, right? If you get one comment out of the 50 views or whatever, if you get one comment that's telling you that your camera quality is trash and you should change your camera quality or change your camera because they think it's trash, are you really going to go out there and buy a brand new camera because of one comment out of 50? Ooh, wow. I really hope you don't do that. I know that sometimes the vocal minority could be very loud when they want something or they don't agree with something. Trust me, I know. I've been there. I've done that. But you should not make decisions, especially business decisions, based off of one complaint. If nobody else is complaining about your camera quality, then you should not go rush out to change your camera because you get one negative comment. You don't know why that person is commenting. Maybe they're having a bad day and they're taking it out on you. Maybe they just don't like you for some reason. Or maybe they want to hate on you for whatever reason. I don't know what it is. But if 50 people are watching your video and only one commenter says that your camera quality is bad, no, we are not changing our camera quality. If 49 out of the 50 people have no issue with the camera, then the camera is fine. But some creators, they will go by what that one commenter says, and they will change up their entire setup. They'll use the commenter to make the moves on their channel and make their channel decisions off of one comment, and you are doing it wrong. This is why the live stream is called tonight. Everything is not personal. A lot of the stuff that happens in the creator space is business. Again, if a brand doesn't want to work with you at a particular time, it is business. What you don't want to do as a creator is overreact, because then you put yourself in a potentially negative situation when you go out there overreacting. Especially how I think some people overreact about not getting a pixel, about complaining openly online about how you didn't get sent the device, complaining openly that the company sucks, this, that, and the other, complaining openly about your grievances. Do you realize that you're complaining on a public forum, a public platform where people are watching everything that you do? Because it's not just that brand that you don't agree with that's watching you. It's other brands that you could potentially work with in the future who are watching you complain about not getting sent the device, and then they're gonna they're gonna look at you like, wait a minute, whoa. If that creator is gonna act like that when we don't send them a device or we have a disagreement with them, maybe we should avoid that creator like the plague. And then you're going to potentially blacklist yourself because you are openly bashing or complaining about a brand not sending you a device, and it's not that serious. There will be so many other times where you will have an opportunity to potentially work with that brand down the road, potentially, this, that, and the other. But openly complaining about not getting sent the device, openly bashing a brand because they do something you don't agree with, or being mad and airing your grievances on social media is a bad idea. You are really you're putting a bullseye on your back, on your head. When you do these things, this is not the way you should conduct yourself as creators. Trust me when I tell you, I am speaking from 5 years of experience. Again, I know some of y'all don't like to mention the Viper because Viper doesn't have the biggest sub count and channel and all that stuff, but bro, Viper is one of the most well-respected people in the tech space, in the creative space. Okay, I've gone beyond tech YouTuber, bro. I'm one of the most respected people in the creative space. So I'm trying to tell you all that some of y'all, the way that y'all move out here in public, you might want to calm down just a little bit. I'm not saying don't be upset and different things like that, but use that energy internally. Don't externalize it, because then you are making yourself look bad, man. But you know what they say, right? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make the horse drink the water. Listen, bro. I tell you this because I care about you and I want to see everybody win as creators. Whether you listen to me or not, I'm gonna sleep well tonight. I'm not gonna lose sleep whether y'all knuckleheads listen or not. That's cool. But don't ever say I didn't try to put you on game. Don't ever say that Viper didn't do anything for you. Don't ever say that Viper didn't explain that, didn't tell me that. Don't ever say that Viper didn't try to put you on game. I've been trying to put y'all on game for the last 3 years, man. There are different, there are ways to do things as a content creator, especially when you are in the process of building a business. You have to move differently. things do not work the same way when you are a brand, when you are a business, when you're trying to build a business, especially if you're trying to build in public. You have to move differently. You have to move with respect. You have to move with kindness. You have to be amicable. I mean, I'm not saying you got to kiss behind, but you just have to be respectful of what people are doing in the space and what's happening in the space around you. Because if you're out here being a knucklehead, out here ridiculing people, out here causing trouble, out here complaining, whew, man, it's not gonna be good. And as I tell you guys, right, you know, brands talk to each other about creators, mind you, right? So, when we have a bad experience with a brand and we're in our DMs and our group chat talking about the brand to each other, the brands do the same thing with us. They are talking about us with each other. They will tell each other which creators are cool, which creators are not. The other thing that some of y'all need to be aware of is that brands will go to their trusted creators to ask about other creators. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. If a brand has a very trusted relationship with a creator, the creator and the brand have been working together for maybe years. The brand will reach out to their trusted creator to ask about fellow creators. This is why I always say, make sure you maintain positive relationship with your fellow creators, because you never know who might be asking about you, and you never know what creator might be in a position to help you or get you a different opportunity. You just do not know. Trust me when I tell you it happens. I've had brands come to me and ask me, Viper, what's up with this person? Are they cool? Are they not cool? Viper, give us some female creators that we should work with or look at. Viper this, Viper that. I've had it happen because the brand trusts me. I've been working with these brand for a while now, so they trust me and they know I'm a respected player in the space, so they value my opinion. And when they come to me and they ask about you, I'm gonna look at the way you move out there. I'm gonna look at your relationship with me, and I'm gonna be like, yo, they cool, or maybe you might want to avoid them. Because here's the thing. I am not putting my name behind anybody that I can't trust. If I feel like I can't trust you, or y'all feel like you got silly beef with me and different things like that, I'm not gonna put my name behind you because I don't trust you. I'm just not doing that. Just not doing it. Shelly. Shelly. Listen, no, I don't know. I don't know who you. I'm not the one, Shelly. I'm not the person that you want to talk to about that, because again, I'm on the outside looking at this shit, yo. I'm on the outside, so I don't know. I'm not the guy. I'm not the dude, yo. I'm not the dude. But again, if you're not trying to build a business out of this, then none of what I'm saying tonight is relevant to you. But if you're trying to have any kind of longevity as a content creator, you need to listen to what I'm telling you very closely. Like, you need to pay close attention to this stuff, because it could literally affect how much money you make. I put out the tweet the other day about how using an iPhone makes you an easier person to communicate with, especially as it relates to working with brands, if you are in the United States and different things like that. And I got people arguing with me about it online. People acting like I'm saying iPhone is better than an Android, acting like I'm downplaying other forms of communication, this, that, and the other. Just arguing with me for the sake of arguing with me. And that was never my point. It wasn't about the iPhone being better than Android, this, that, and the other. The fact of the matter is, if you're in the United States, the iPhone is the popular phone, and most people in positions of authority have an iPhone. That's just the reality. It has nothing to do with me liking iPhone more than Android, or Android being inferior. Most people in positions of authority that can affect the money that you can make have an iPhone. And if you have an iPhone and you can communicate with either of these people and they can make you money, then you can't ignore that. Not saying that you can't do it in Android, or Android is not capable. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you look at the smartphone market share in the United States, the iPhone is on top, and it's on top by a lot. So if you want to communicate or make yourself easier and communicate, bro, the numbers don't lie. Again, everything ain't personal, man. Some of y'all take the numbers and the data personally. It ain't personal. Like, it doesn't matter if you like Android more than iPhone. In the United States, the numbers tell you that the iPhone is the predominant phone. That just is. The numbers don't lie. So, like I said earlier, you can do with this information what you will. It is what it is. I don't know where this comment comes from, but this has nothing to do with what I'm saying tonight. you don't need companies to give you anything as a creator. I mean, you can be a good creator all your own without a brand giving you anything. That's not what I'm talking about tonight. What I'm talking about is if you want to build a business that involves working with brands and you want to make yourself easier to communicate with, then if you're in the United States, having an iPhone can help you do that. I'm not saying that you have to have an iPhone, but just having it helps you. Isn't that, again, the numbers don't lie. It don't matter how you feel. It don't matter if you want to make it personal. The data does not lie. Men lie, women lie. Numbers do not lie. Numbers don't lie. Let's see. Well, all right. Let me go back to and check out these comments. Melly Thinko, what's up? How you doing? Good to see you in the building. Let me see. Jay says, I've owned horses. Can't confirm they won't always drink when you want. Also, that's why we always brought a tank of water from them. Yeah, these horses, man, they terrible. They're crazy. Wisdom said, my mantra will never be defined by various brands. I purchase products based on what I like them. That, again, you're talking about it from a consumer point. I'm talking about it from a creator point, from a creator building a business point. I'm not talking about the consumer side. I'm talking about the creator side and what I've experienced over the past 5 years. Again, you can do with the information what you will. I'm trying to tell y'all how to be in the game, bro. Some of y'all letting your emotions put you completely out the game, and it's not a good look, man. Y'all need to understand how the game is played. Like, if you want to be successful in here, there's just certain things that you got to do. It is what it is. All right, let's see what else we got here. Joe says, just tell them that your video, your brand, if they don't like it, they can kick rock. Bro. Yeah, like Digital Slang said, he didn't get a phone either this year. It's not personal. He's on Team Pixel and he didn't get a phone. Look, I'm on Team Pixel. I didn't get a phone. It's not personal, yo. It just is what it is. It's a business decision that they made. They're moving in a different direction, apparently, and more power to them. I'm not going to lose sleep over it, yo. And you shouldn't lose sleep over it either. Like, at the end of the day, we're going to be out here creating, that's a mindset thing. If people out here feel like they can't compete because they don't get products, then they're not doing it right anyway. Like, there's a lot of creators out here that don't get products that are doing just fine. They are competing, if you will. Although I don't know if competing is the right word, but they're out here thriving. Okay, so you don't need product to thrive at all. So that's just not it. What I'm saying though is that, like, again, I'll go back to what I was saying earlier. If you are trying to build a business as a creator and you want to connect, if you want to connect with these brands and you're in the United States, having an iPhone might make it a little bit easier if you can iMessage or FaceTime these people and they all have iPhones. Because trust me, they all have iPhones. Okay, that's just the reality of the situation. They all have iPhones, and if you want to make yourself easier to communicate with, maybe getting an iPhone is not the worst thing that you can do as a creator in the United States. You can do that information what you will. But going back to the title of the live stream, everything ain't personal. If I like iPhone and you like Android, it's not a personal attack against you. If Google sends you a pixel and they don't send me a pixel, it's not a personal attack against me. It's not personal. A lot of y'all take basic opinions and make them personal. Somebody's opinion is not an attack against you, man. I've seen so much crap on Twitter where people be taking somebody's opinion and then be trying to fight them and ridicule them and try to troll them. I literally had a dude tell me that America should be eradicated because I said that 120 hertz is the most overrated tech feature of all time. And basically, because I feel that way, my entire country should be eradicated. That's what he said on Twitter, mind you. In a public forum, this man said that America should be eradicated for our opinions. I'm like, oh my wow. Woo, bro. The internet. I don't know what's in these Twitter water, bro. But I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening in these Twitter water sometimes, yo. But this is what we talk about. This is what we talk about, yo. Yo, we gotta eradicate Viper and the Americans because they don't like, or Viper doesn't like 120 hertz. Like, come on, man. Like, yo, stop it, bro. Just stop it. It's ridiculousness. So, how y'all doing tonight? What's going on? What y'all got happening on a Friday night? I know a lot of y'all got the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro. So if you do have the Pixel 8 and 8 Pro, let your boy Viper know how you liking that, man. How you like the phone? What you got going on? Actually, you know what? Actually, let me do a phone check in the chat here. So let me know in the chat which phone you're using right now. What's your main phone you're using right now? What phone do you got in your hand right now? Because you're probably watching the live stream from the device that you use, or you got a main phone that you're using right now. So let your boy Viper know in the chat which phone are you using tonight? Where you at? Which phone you coming from? What phone do you got in your hand tonight? Let Viper know. Right now, right next to me here, your boy Viper is rocking the iPhone 15 Pro Max and the Nomad case. This is the Nomad modern leather case. I just did a video about this. So if you want to go check out more information about this case, check out the video I did on the Man About Tech channel. It's right there waiting for you. All right. So we got 15 Pro. Okay. Got 15 Pro in the chat. Pro Max. We got S23 Ultra in the chat. That's right. We got 15 Pro Max and Pixel 8 Pro. Okay. We got a dual wielder. Okay. What's up? We got iPhone 13. Okay. That's what's up. Hefe said, I got all of the phones. Okay. That's what's up. I see you, Hefe. Got all the phones. Okay. We got Z Fold 5. Legit. We like that one. Dr. J got the 14 Pro Max. Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. She hanging on to that purple. Gary has the 15 Pro Max, 1 terabyte, big boy status. Okay. Shelly has the 15 Pro Max and 20 or 15 Pro, excuse me, and 23 S23 Ultra. Nice. Nice. Melly has an iPhone. Okay, that's what's up. Janoson got the 15 Pro Max. What's up, Janoson? How you doing, my dude? Justin Collins has the 15 Pro Max, but he got the Pixel 8 Pro sitting on his locker. Okay. So it seems like a lot of y'all have the iPhone, and some of y'all have the Pixel. Okay, I mean, I'm not surprised a lot of y'all have the iPhone. I mean, you follow me. If you follow me, you probably follow me because I have I do mostly Apple content usually. So it is what it is. Hey, we got a Pixel 8 Pro out there by TS3. Trenton got all the phones because he's rich AF. You know how he go. You know how he do. But yeah. All right, Tech Guy got the iPhone SE3. Okay, all right. So we got a lot of iPhones in here. We got some Pixel 8 Pros sprinkled in the chat. We like that. We like that. Okay, it's all good. It's all right, man. It's all good, man. Y'all out here doing it big, man. We got Angie in the building. Hey, Angie, how you doing? Good to see you. It was so good connecting with you again at Vid Summit. Appreciate you dropping in the chat. But yeah, man, and it's cool that all of y'all have iPhones and some of y'all have Pixels. Like, that is cool, right? It like there should be no fighting just because somebody has a different phone than you. Like like some of the stuff that happens online, it doesn't make sense, man. It just doesn't make sense. Angie has an iPhone 11. Okay, that's what's up. That is what's up. So through my 5 years of being a content creator on YouTube, and again, I tell you guys that I know I'm not the biggest creator as far as sub count, different things like that, but I know I'm being watched. Okay. This is something that you have to get used to as a creator, right? When you are a content creator, you didn't, especially if you're facing on camera, if you're facing on camera, you're a content creator, you are a public figure. And as a public figure, I know that I'm being watched. And I'm not just being watched by my audience members, my friends or whatever. I'm being watched by my fellow creators. I'm being watched by the brands and the people that represent these brands. People are watching me. Hell, there may be some brand representatives watching me right now. And I know this. Roberto, I see you. Give me 1 second. I'll send that out to you. But I know I'm being watched. And what I've learned, and it's funny that Roberto was here because he told me this a year ago, and I didn't really pay him no mind a year ago. But what he told me a year ago definitely holds weight to what I'm about to say. A lot of people watch me, and I know a lot of people watch me because I see some of the things that I say and do being done by my fellow creators. Now, that's not to say that they're doing it because of me. But I can't help but notice that things are being said and done in the creative space that I've done. Like, I'm like, wait, y'all, like, you watch me closely? Like, what's going on out here? So I say that because Roberto told me a year ago, he was like, yo, Viper, yo, you're a leader. And when he said, Viper, you're a leader, I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? Leading what, yo? I'm a content creator. But as I look out over the creator landscape, especially in the tech space, and I see some of the things that I say and I do being replicated by my fellow creators. Like I have to believe that there's credence to what he said when he told me that I was a leader. So if I know that people are watching me and I'm a leader in this space, that gives me a different sense of responsibility as a content creator and just as a human being in general. So I'm ultra careful now about what I say out in public and how I move and how I act and different things like that, because I know that people are watching me. Older creators, newer creators, people that are established, middle creators. I don't know. Like, I know that I'm being watched and people are watching what I do. And some people are taking some of the things that I do and they're doing it themselves. And I'm like, if people are watching me to that degree, I don't want to put myself in a position where people be like, we can't watch him anymore, or we don't want to do what Viper did, or Viper's a bad influence. So when you know that you're being watched to the degree that I feel like I'm being watched, it just gives you a different perspective on what it is to be a content creator in this space. Now, it is a little different for me because not only am I a tech creator and different things like that, I work for a YouTube education company that has to have one of the largest channels in the space, in their own space. Like I work with vidIQ and I'm on camera for vidIQ from time to time. So I'm being watched even more than normal because I have FaceTime on vidIQ channel from every now and then. Not to mention, I run our social media accounts there, so I know I'm being watched. So when I have younger creators watching me and taking after me and different things like that, again, it just gives me a different sense of responsibility. And I'm saying this to say that it's not just me though. Like I'm talking about me, but all of you all out here who are content creators, you're being watched. You don't know who's watching you, but you're literally being watched. So we all need to be mindful of the way that we conduct ourselves out here on our YouTube channels, on social media and stuff like that, because we're being watched. You don't know whose son or daughter watching you. You don't know whose spouse is watching you. You don't know what CEO is watching you. You never know who's watching you. So don't take that stuff for granted, man. Conduct yourself like you got some sense. If you won't say it in front of your mama and daddy, probably chances are you probably shouldn't say it online. But just be aware of people that are watching you, man. And speaking of people that are watching you, this man that is about to come in and join us tonight, he's also watching you. So you better make sure you behave, yo, because the last thing y'all want to do is get on the bad side of the emperor. And when I say emperor, I mean my dude, the creator, entrepreneurial badass himself, Roberto Blake has returned. What's up, sir?
How's it going, Viper?
Oh, it's going good, man. How you doing?
Post vid summits. Still getting over that last little bit of a cold. I'll be fine by the time we do my marathon on Sunday.
Oh boy.
hopefully.
Uh-oh.
No, when we say they're hacking up a lung on Sunday. Yeah, but here's the thing about it. Oh, I know you're being watched, Viper, and everything like that. I hear it all the time. And the thing is, who is it that keeps coming at you acting like you're a nobody? Who is it who keeps doing this?
Oh, nobody's coming at me lately. At least I don't think. There was a time that was 3 weeks ago that somebody called me a failed YouTuber because I had an opinion they didn't agree with. But that was
I went in on them and everything. So it's like
that was 3 weeks ago, but nothing recently. No,
I coup de grace them from the top rope. So it's like, I hit them with that perfect plex, followed up by that DDT, followed up by that power bomb. So
fatality out here.
Yes, you know how we do. But so funny thing is, like, people need to really get past this whole culture of clout being big numbers, because everyone will sit there and say quality over quantity, and they think about that for their video publishing, which is not even really the right philosophy anyway. But they definitely don't think quality over quantity when it comes to how many people are around them and how many people follow them. Your network, Viper, is enviable by people 100 times your size. Your network is massively enviable. There are people with 1 million followers in Twitter that don't have your network. There are people with 1 million subscribers that don't have your network and wish they did. Like, you were able to have access to things at Vid Summit that the overwhelming majority of these people did not. You had access to people at Vid Summit that the overwhelming majority of these people. Like, your selfie game was more on point than mine. And I had a dedicated person following me around with a camera.
You did.
Right. Shout out to Andy. She's amazing. So
shout out to Andy.
Yep. It's Andy Rivera. So, yes. So the thing is, I was on the phone with our friend Jordan today, and I was asking him who he thinks the breakout star of VidSummit was, even though he wasn't there. And he threw out someone's name, and I was like, nope. And they're like, well, then who? I was like, it was Viper. Viper's the breakout star of VidSummit. It's like, go look at anything #VidSummit. Look at all the names of the people you thought might have been the big breakout name for VidSummit. There's more photos in social media for VidSummit of Viper than any other creator.
That's because I took them, though.
No, I mean the pictures of you, like on stage, there's more pictures floating around you of like the VidSummit stage than there's anybody.
I don't know, but I'm not going to argue with you. Okay.
No, I searched Twitter. It was the thing. It was the truth. Like, in terms of the stage photos, it was you. There's more pictures of you on stage at VidSummit than there are of Daryl at his event.
Which is funny because Daryl has like his own image gallery and stuff, but we won't go into all that.
Yeah, but it's like I also need I need VidSummit to hurry up and get me the photos of me. But I mean, I did have Andy get me my own, but I still need VidSummit shots because I know you guys got some better angles. But like the point is quality over quantity. Look, you host Coffee Talk. Coffee Talk is literally the only worthwhile Twitter space that content creators even bother with. And you know why? I've noticed when you don't do Coffee Talk, the absence is felt. The absence is felt. You have the only thing. What other small quote unquote YouTuber or small influencer has ever been able to command the amount of people on the stage on Twitter Spaces that you've been able to?
Again, it just goes back to what I was saying earlier, man. Like, it ain't all about numbers and vanity metrics and different things like that. There's so many ways to make an impact online. And again, no matter where you are in your creator journey, somebody's watching you. You don't know who's watching you. Like when I was at 100 subscribers, John Prosper was watching me. Had no idea he was watching me, but he was.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be careful how you conduct yourself. And I don't know how much of the conversation you heard, girl, but I was talking earlier about people complaining openly online about not getting a phone from Google this year from Team Pixel. And I'm just like, that is not the way to go about it because you're being watched.
We've already seen that dog and pony show.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no.
But you're being watched. Like if you're online, if you're on a social media platform, you're being watched. So you really need to like kind of pay attention to how you're conducting yourself because people are watching you, literally. Everybody.
Oh yeah, like yeah, no. In general, I mean, I'm told constantly. Team YouTube is like, oh yeah, and we really enjoy your tweets. It's like, oh, you guys are paying attention to this.
Oh, I bet they are. I mean, some of the tweets you put out there be absolute bangers though. But yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it's just like, listen, man. Again, I know I'm not the biggest creator number one, but I do have 5 years of experience in the YouTube game, and I'm just trying to give back some of the information that I've gleaned over the past 5 years. And I'm trying to help creators put themselves in a better position than I was when I first started out. But again, as I said earlier, you don't have to listen to me if you don't want to, but don't say I didn't put anything out there for you.
Look, you're putting out. I mean, I don't see what the issue is if you're putting out like. I think people need to stop the nonsense. And it's like, because here's the thing. People like have all these feelings about things, but all they have to ask themselves is, okay, show me where this person is wrong. Show me where they are factually incorrect. And that's a discussion. Oh, you can't? You just don't like what they said? Oh, you're wondering why they have the right to say it? Get the hell out of here with that. Are they right or are they wrong? That is all that matters. That's all that matters. And I mean, again, I know that sounds some kind of way, but at the end of the day and everything like that, it's like, you know, oh, I don't like this person. They're an arrogant prick or whatever. Well, are they right? Well, that's beside the point. It's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. It's like, are they right or not? I was like, well, I don't like how they said it. It's like, and they were right. Who cares? Like, that's just how it is. If you're going to be an adult, look, if you want to care about how people said it, you want to care about your feelings and everything like that, you can do that if you're a child. Like, you're an adult. The reality is, in the world of being an adult, facts are what matters. Truth is what matters. Undeniable data is what matters. Okay? So, you know, get out of your feelings. And the reality is, it's like we're professionals here. We're professionals here. So why are you taking things personally and why are you getting your feelings? What are you getting in your feelings for? It's personal. It's not personal.
It's not personal.
As they say, it's not personal, it's business. And there's this drive in the creator economy for everything to make everything emotional and to make everything personal and to make everything like artsy fartsy about feelings. And the thing is, it's like, this is literally a 200 billion, I think now, a year industry. That ship has sailed. This is big business.
Yeah.
This is big boy and big girl time and everything like that. It's like, and the young folks, they're going to have to get it. They're going to have to get this. They're going to have to put on their big boy and big girl pants because it's not going to go any differently going forward. This is business.
Yeah. And it's funny because, as I said in the title, everything is impersonal. But I don't know if he's still here, but Trenton, me and him were involved in an exchange on Twitter where somebody literally told us that America should be eradicated just because I had the opinion that the 120 hertz refresh rate on the phones is the most overrated tech spec ever. And this person said that America should be eradicated for me having that opinion. So
Okay, that's a little bit too far and everything like that. That's a little bit. That's just a little bit too far over that. Now, if you wanted to make a different argument for it, I'm a big fan of America, even though my team be losing out here sometimes. I'm a big fan of America, but here's the thing. I have a really compelling argument for eradicating Earth. I think we the bad neighborhood in the galaxy. I think we the hood in the galaxy, and I think the galaxy would be like a little less anxious if we wasn't around. They don't like ask the Roswell folks and everything like that. It's like they drove last time they came out here through Roswell. It didn't turn out so good for them and everything like that. We are the boogeymen of the galaxy. We are the thing that goes bump in the night. I don't think that the rest of the galaxy likes Earthlings very much. And it's like, it is what it is. I think Earth is the hood, and I don't think they'd miss us too much.
Roberto, crazy. Yeah, human beings are kind of crazy, man, but there's still a lot of good in human beings out there. There's a lot of people doing good, such as yourself. I'm out here trying to do the best I can. There's a lot of people trying to do good, but
I think the overwhelming majority of people are.
Yeah, some people out here are doing a little too much, though.
That's fair. No, that's fair. Some people out here doing it a little bit too much. I agree. I mean, it's like some people probably need to catch an elbow from the top rope once in a while, and that straighten them out. But it is what it is.
So it's so funny because when people used to come at me about how I'm not big or how I don't have the biggest channel and all that stuff, I used to be like, Google me. But now I found out recently I could just be like ChatGPT me.
Wasn't that amazing though? Was it?
Bro, how did I end up in ChatGPT? I will never know. But I'm in there, yo.
You in there? You out here? It's like, you out here. Look, I mean, everyone I talked to at Vid Summit loved you. I mean, it was like, it was a whole thing. Like a lot of people who had never had the Viper experience were like, oh wow, where has this been in my life?
It's cool when people walk up to you and congratulate you on being an MC, even though you didn't speak. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no. Well, look, as an MC, you probably got more stage time than every speaker, to be honest with you.
It was funny because Shelly was watching me last night, and she was talking about which one is harder, being a speaker or being an MC. And even though I've never been a speaker at an event, I imagine it's probably being an MC because that's
as someone who has done both, it is literally being an MC is harder.
Yeah, being an MC is like it's like people management in real time. Yeah, all the speaker got to do worry about themselves, but MC has to worry about everybody. So it's a little different.
And again, MC, your schedule is tighter than ours. Like think about it. Once I was done with my 2 talks, I was done.
Yep.
It's all networking for me after that. I was done. My responsibilities were over. You were responsible the whole time. You didn't get no break. You didn't get no reprieve. You was all day, every day.
Pretty much. Yep. Lobo, appreciate the super chat, my dude. This is why Alien won't visit us. Appreciate you, Lobo. Thank you, sir. Thank you for that super chat. Doug Houston, what's up, man? Doug said you could confirm. I appreciate you, Doug. Thank you, sir. And my man Chris is in the building. What's up, Fly Ride? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Long time no see. Hopefully you're doing well, man. But yeah, my Vid Summit was awesome, man. I can't wait to be back there next week. We're going. Oh, not next week. Next year, it's gonna be in Dallas again. Same venue.
Like, what secret invite did you get next week? What secret message did you get? What Dakota ring am I not being?
No, next year we're back. We're back at our usual slot next year. I think it's September 3rd through the 5th next year. So, back same location, just
same location. Yes,
yep, same location.
Right.
Yep.
All right, excellent.
First week of September next year. So that'll be nice.
Oh, really? First week of September instead of October?
Yep, 3rd through 5th in September next year.
Oh, damn, I'm gonna have to release my book earlier.
Gotta move up the timetable, bro.
Yep, I gotta move up the timetable on the second book now. Yep.
So I want to ask you about something since I have you here. I put out a tweet, I think it was 3 or 4 days ago, and I said in the tweet that if you would have asked me 5 years ago, if Vid Summit were from smaller creators, I would have told you no because there's a lot going on and there's a lot of stuff that they wouldn't understand about why things are happening as such on the platform. But now I think that Vid Summit is for everybody, man, because there's just so much motivation and passion there and like-minded individuals that I feel like even a newer small creator can get value out of Vid Summit. What are your thoughts on that?
I know you didn't get to go to like my talk, but like my talk would have worked for basically any creator.
I was there.
Oh, you were there? Okay. Then you saw my talk. So was my talk was for every creator, right?
Yeah, I thought most of it. I had to go back in my other room, but yeah, I thought most of it. Yeah, absolutely it was. Absolutely.
So like I think between that and there were several other talks that were very good, and I heard that I would have said that was, and the thing is, what a small creator gets. Now, again, it's not for a small creator with no budget because this thing ain't nothing cheap. It ain't cheap.
No, it ain't.
No, and neither is the hotel and the travel and like, nah. But if you got the budget, the networking cannot be beat, and the opportunity that networking represents for the budget is hella worth it. And the replays, aside from going to the talks, the replays, again, that's worth it. Even if you just buy the replays, even if you don't get to go get the replays. The real value is the networking and the network that you build and the opportunity. Yep. But the thing is, if you actually have what it takes, then something will be unlocked by attending this event. If you actually have what it takes. The only person who really shouldn't go to this event, if they can afford it, is someone who does no idea what they want to make or what they want to do, or they just want to be a creator just to be a creator, and they don't have any idea what they want to make. They have no mission. They don't know what their special talent is. There's nothing about them in their background. Like, then no. I mean, I don't think it's valuable for you. If like, but if you're like 6 foot, if you're like a very beautiful woman, or you're a 6 foot tall dude who just walked out of casting, then you don't even need to go to Vid Summit. Just sell your soul to a talent agency. They'll find some niche for you to be in. They'll take like 30%, and they'll take as much of your soul as you're willing to give, and they will make you famous. And then you should just do that. And that was literally, there's one person who annoyed me who I had to give that advice to. And it's the only person I think I was ever rude to at any of these events ever in my entire career. But it's because it was literally somebody that the guy literally told me that he just wants to be a big and famous YouTuber. He told me he literally has no talent. He doesn't care what niche. He thinks that if he copies these 3 things from these big creators and put them together, he could get to 1 to 10 million subscribers. I'm like, if you actually believe that, you wouldn't be asking me for strategy advice.
Really?
You would have just done it. If that was going to work, you would have just done it already, and we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Oh, my Lord.
It's like, no, it's one of those, wow, you really don't know how this works, and you really just want somebody to make you famous. And I was like, after trying to get him on the right and proper path, at the end of the day, I just said, look, actually, you know what? You're actually quite tall and everything like that. You're like right out of casting. You're classically good-looking Anglo boy here. You know what? Just sell your soul to Hollywood. I was like, just find a talent agency. Here's 3 talent agencies. I named them and everything like that. Just go to them and tell them you're ready to sell your soul. And you'll be fine. You'll be famous. They will find something for you to do. And I promise you, they will get you a million people in every platform, and they will do all the things and everything like that. Just go be an industry plant. Go. And I was like, here's the thing. They're going to take 30% of everything you make for the rest of your life in perpetuity, and as much of your soul as you're willing to sell.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not joking at this point.
No, you're probably not. Right. There's a lot of things going on over there in Hollywood, for sure.
At this point, I ain't joking.
No. So you did you go to any like actual presentations at Vid Summit, or were you just out in the hallway most of the time?
Yeah, I went in for parts of presentations, but I also was like, I mostly just popped in to wave, support, go out, because I'm like, I'm going to ask everything I want to know one-on-one for these people at dinner or in a text message or a DM. Mm-hmm. And the talk, I'm going to see the replay of. What I'm not going to do is I'm not going to get to see these people that have flown from all across the country and all across the world anytime soon. I'm going to spend time with them.
Nice.
So I spent most of my time, excuse me. I spent most of my time as much as I can touching as many human beings as I could, because I knew I was going to get the knowledge that I want no matter what, because I have that access. I have that opportunity. I have that luxury. So I was like, I can get all the information I want and more so than other people probably will have access to because of that position. So I should just focus on the human beings that I can spend time with and that I won't see for a very long time. Like Sarah Renee Clark, she's all the way in Australia. When am I going to see her again? You know?
Right.
So,
you know what? I want to thank
Hayden Hiller Smith. Oh, go ahead. You want to
thank you because I have been sleeping on a certain platform for a long time. And I just started recently paying more attention to the platform. And I wish I would have paid attention a little bit sooner, but better late than never. But LinkedIn, man. LinkedIn is an interesting platform, man. It's great because it has the reputation of being the professional platform. And that's really what it is. there's no riffraff, those senators on LinkedIn. It's just all people about their business on there. And it's kind of refreshing using LinkedIn than going to use Twitter or Threads or something like that. Like LinkedIn is about business, man. And again, you never know who's watching you. I've been making a couple of posts on LinkedIn. I even put on my YouTube videos on LinkedIn, different things like that. And it's interesting to see who's been seeing the posts and things like that. So
a lot of people in tech have been hitting you up, and a lot of brands, I assume, and people who work at these companies.
Not yet. Hopefully we're down the road, but not yet. But
okay.
I can see that happening though, definitely.
I'll be sure send me a request if you have a networking request in LinkedIn.
I did.
I'll be sure to make you a recommendation in LinkedIn, and then by connecting, that should help boost your profile.
Appreciate you. Yeah, I sent you a request, I think, a long time ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Mine are like I have a million of them.
Well, Roberto Blake, whatever. Like, how many LinkedIn's you got, my dude?
No, I not a million LinkedIn's. I have a million LinkedIn requests. I'm sure.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I sent you a connection request, I think, a while ago, or whatever. So,
how long is a while ago?
I don't know. I think it was probably over a year ago. I'm guessing. I'm not sure.
Really? I'm shocked if that's the case. Give me a minute.
I think we might already be connected. Let's see. Are we connected? I know. Actually, no. Never mind. We think. Oh no, it says pending. So I'm just waiting for you to accept. Okay.
Oh really? Oh, okay.
It says pending.
Yeah. Done.
Okay.
Invitation from Viper accepted. I see you took my advice. You used the Vid Summit banner and the
yep. Sure did. Evan, what's up, man? How you doing, sir? Good to see you. Appreciate you being in the chat, man. But yeah, for those of y'all, again, as I said earlier, if you want to be a content creator, this is something that you're trying to build a business out of and take seriously, don't sleep on LinkedIn. like I don't know what opportunities they'll bring for me, but I can already see the possibilities, and I've only been on there for a few days. So I've been on LinkedIn for a year, but I've only been paying attention to it for a few days. So hey, don't sleep on LinkedIn, y'all. Like you never know what you might find on there. But yeah, man, it's just you gotta, again, when you become a content creator and you have the objective of building it into a business and you want to become a full-time creator, you gotta move differently in public. You gotta do things differently. The stuff that you did on your personal account, you can't do on your public creator account no more.
Oh, look at you, Viper. You've already got 266 followers in LinkedIn.
Yeah. I mean, I've had that profile for I think a year or two now, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm trying to be more active on there now, so be more intentional now. So we'll see what happens with it.
Okay. I simulcast to LinkedIn all the time.
That's right, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug, it was great seeing you too, man. It was great seeing you at Vid Summit, Doug, all the way from Australia. Got a few Aussies down at Vid Summit from Australia. Pretty good to see y'all. At first, they only get hit up by headhunters on LinkedIn. I haven't got up. I mean, I get hit up by some, but not too many yet. But I'm pretty sure there will be. But yeah, luckily, I'm not looking for a job. I'm good with that. But yeah, I think LinkedIn is probably a good way to connect with brands and the people that actually make the decisions at brands. So I think that's why what I'm really looking forward to, as far as being on LinkedIn, is just connecting with the people that actually matter at these brands and things like that. So that's what we'll see. We shall see, man. But
yeah, I mean, I think that as long as you you might have to do some of the outreach on the connections for them to know, like it's you because you're not posting content there, so it's like so you're not surfacing and stuff like that. But yeah, LinkedIn is underrated, dude. Excuse me. Just because it is hyper visible, though, I'm focusing a lot more on Instagram. You've probably seen that lately. That I recently started updating Instagram more again. Good response too, very good response. Just by updating a little bit more in the last 30 days, it shows that I've reached 18K accounts. I'm only a 24K account myself, but I've reached 18K accounts with my updates. So I have a strategy that I'm planning there. That's gonna eventually I'm gonna be daily on Instagram. I was near daily this week. I'm gonna be daily pretty soon, but probably by the end of the year, I'll go to daily on Instagram. Very high value content. It's gonna do it's gonna be a different version. It's gonna be visual, obviously, but Twitter to 100K in a couple of months here, probably by the new year. Not by the end of the year, but by the new year, because I'm at 90K now. So you see the grind on Twitter. You know what that's like for me. And then the next 100K platform for me is probably Instagram.
Roberto out here plotting world domination, y'all, all over the place. I put up, but You know what? We kind of talked about it earlier.
I'd rather it was my email list, though. I'd rather it was my email list.
Yeah, speaking of that, man, being present on different platforms as a creator is definitely can be nothing but beneficial. Just because, again, as we talked about this morning on Coffee Talk, you don't know what's happening with YouTube. We don't have control over what happened with YouTube and invalid traffic bug and ads and all that stuff. So why limit yourself to the one platform when you have all these other options as a creator out there?
It's just that people are used to having a job Viper, so they do it the same way.
Yeah, yep.
That's just what they're used to. But they don't realize that the job is quote unquote just is your brand. Like when I worked at I worked at a web hosting company. I had to manage all the social media platforms. I'm used to being multi-platform. I had to do it for a company. I had to manage all the company's social media accounts. I had to, the company also had multiple websites. I had to manage, like, people are like, oh, multiple YouTube channels, multiple platforms. Oh my God, that's overwhelming. I worked at a company where I literally was the webmaster and overseer of literally multiple websites and domains for the company. I think it was like 5-6 different websites I had to update and manage for the company. I had to do training once or twice a week internal for the company. I had to do I think 2 sales trainings a month for the sales team. And I had to also constantly, if I learned something new, I had to update it to our training database. And like in the morning, first thing I have to do in the morning is I have to go to every one of the company websites, run a report, make sure that all of the systems are running, screenshot that the websites are online, send that to the CMO, do that. Then I have to go in, check the performance and run a Excel audit of the ads, do that, run that, get that to the CMO. I had to do spot checks. The first hour of my morning is literally spot checks across the accounts. The next thing I do is having to update anything that has to be updated across our different social medias. Then I had to send out for every week. Every week I had to send out a newsletter and a press release every week.
Damn.
Like it was a lot. I was running 2 departments. I was running the web design department and the marketing department. I was running 2 departments. And it was like, so like, again, my job before all of this was robust enough to where it's like, it's normal for me to do what a YouTuber does. It's normal for me. Like it's, it's very normal for me. I wouldn't call it a vacation because unlike having like a company surround you, like, doing this is much more of a solo endeavor. But I have help on the coaching business, but not the YouTube side, not the content creation side. Right. But which that's very similar to what I used to do in a lot of ways. My point being that's like the only way that I think people have a frame of reference for their careers is their old 9-to-5 job, which is very different than the type of 9-to-5 job I did in corporate. And so for them, I think it's this big, weird transition to where they don't see things like a certain way and they have the frame of an employee. But since I was a department head with a lot of responsibility, I had to have my hand in multiple things. I have the multitasking thing down. I have the multiple platforms, multiple IP properties thing down. And so for me, it makes more sense because I came from that world of doing things that way. And I started in the early days of social media, but doing it on the brand side. So since I come from the brand side at a tech company that still was, since it was a web hosting company, is online publishing, my mindset is a little different. And I get that. I don't expect everyone to have my mindset because I don't have that experience. What I'm saying, though, is I see it differently because I see this as manageable in a realistic way. I think it's overwhelming when you're used to being an employee that has to be told what to do. You're giving very specific tasks, or you do the same thing every day, day in and day out. When you have a job that has a lot more autonomy, or you're in a leadership role at a company, the mindset shift of a leadership role is different. So then managing all this stuff as a content creator wouldn't seem that different. And you'd have more of the entrepreneurial mindset about it than the employee mindset about it. So I think there's a gap in that experience that is hard for people to really grasp sometimes. And that's why I think a lot of creators struggle, because the thing is, it like treating it like an employee is where all the mistakes will happen. But you have to evolve into a business owner if you become a content creator.
Definitely. Something I'm still learning myself, man.
You have to go from being a Charmander, you got to become a Charizard, man.
You know, it's funny though. Oh, it's not funny, but something that you said this morning will like forever stay with me. And you said, what you said this morning is that there are bigger YouTubers that were at the height of their power, maybe like 5, 10 years ago, who are irrelevant and broke now because
Yep.
they didn't properly build their business. And I don't want to be in that position, yo. I'm like, all right, I gotta figure out what
I
can
don't
do.
either.
I don't want to be in that position, yo.
I don't either. That's why that's why, like, it's not just, by the way, about, all right, it's several things. One, invest your money safely, securely, and properly. Put away money in a retirement account. Have proper investments. If you can get a house, get it, pay it off, get out of debt. Don't carry debt. Do all the things. Don't be living some extravagant, fancy lifestyle. People live too high off the hog and they spend their riches. They get an entourage. They got family members siphoning too much money from them. It's whatever. If you got to take care of your people, you got to take care of your people. That's different, but it's like, but don't be sitting there doing extravagant gifts and vacations and all that nonsense until you have literally locked everything down and there's zero debt and nobody can come and take anything and you own everything. Until you own everything, the extravagance should be on hold. You can treat yourself once a year to something really nice. You can treat once a year, or you can put a very hard limit spending cap on it. No extravagances. No, well, I deserve it or none of this nonsense. No, what you deserve is a debt-free life, and you deserve safety and security, and know that the hard work you did has set you up to where you're going to be okay and you're going to be comfortable. No extravagance. That's where all these people went wrong. And like, if you people need a real world example, even though it is tied somewhat to an incident of scandal, well, actually, I'll give you two examples. One is the instance of scandal. One is just falling off. And both these creators have made public videos about their own situation. So I'm not speaking out of turn. Toby Turner, Tobuscus Turner, like Toby Tobuscus Turner, his thing. And like, he's now like, he practically lost everything. And then you have Glozell Green. These are both mega creators who years ago were like household names, like very established creators, top of their power, fabulous sums of money, all this stuff and everything like that. It's all gone. And they've been public about it. Like, there's things that went wrong there, but a big part of it is when you have things and they're going well, secure what needs to be secured. Pay off debt, pay off cars, get life insurance. Make sure that if you can, get a property, even if it's modest, pay it off, own it, so you always have a place to live, and be done with it. And put money in investments that are solid, and not financial advice, but we all know what's solid. Apple, Google, Microsoft, Nvidia, Salesforce. We all know it. Like, we all know it. The things that run. If those companies go out of business, America's over, so who cares?
Fact.
So, like, you know what I'm saying? Microsoft and Google are each 30% of cloud infrastructure in this country. Amazon's like the other 30%. And so between the three of them, they have 90% of the cloud infrastructure for this country. They all have multi-billion-dollar government contracts for cloud infrastructure. If those companies have a massive falling out and are worth like 50% less or something, like, America's practically over anyway. So it doesn't matter. You got bigger problems.
Right.
You know, Roberto's retirement plan, if America falls, is to become a warlord. So the answer is you do these financially very responsible, boring as hell things, right? You put yourself in that position. Creator I know, who I won't name, but someone I've had the privilege of being friends with for years, which is a very, very large creator, sold a house, moved out of LA, and is set up. Now is sitting on a large sum of cash from selling their LA home, and already had good investments in the bank. So that's good. Has to pay a lot of taxes on that house sale, though. It's like, that tax bill is not great, but it is what it is. It was a substantial enough sale to where I think the tax bill will be six figures. Well, you sell a $2 million property. What are you going to do? You know, like, it's going to be a tax bill, you know, like, right. It is what it is. LA taxes on top of that. I mean, yeah, that sucks, but hey, it is what it is. So like this, you know, this situation, the creator downsized their life, bought a nice property on the East Coast in the, you know, Northeast and chilling, sitting on millions and secure, no debt, no, like knowing that for the rest of their life, they're going to be comfortable and they have options.
That's the way to be right there.
And like, so it doesn't matter how relevant they are anymore. Like, that's nice. That's what's up. It's like, congratulations. You now literally get to have a comfortable life of leisure, and you can literally, within reason, modestly do what you like at this point. Travel, not modestly, not extravagantly, no flexing, no blah, 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 and everything like that. Can have a nice car if you want, but it doesn't have to be but it's whatever. You'll own it. It's like, that's nice. That's smart. That's responsible. It's not flashy though. It's not flashy.
Mm-mm.
But it's like safe. Like it sounds boring, but it's not that boring. It's that literally you can live your life. You can literally just do whatever now because you're taken care of. What is so bad with early retirement?
If you don't owe nobody, there ain't nothing bad about it in my eyes.
Yeah, right? You owe nobody, you owe nothing and everything like that. At that point, all you're beholden is to the tax man. And only as long as you still make money.
Yep.
But you can just sit on your money, and there's a certain amount of your investment portfolio that you could draw down on. And like, again, you don't owe nothing. The house is paid off. The car is paid off. Like, how much money do you need to pull? Like, to just get chilling and go about your business. It's nice. So, and because again, at that point, you could earn very modestly, live very well still, and pay no taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm not joking. Like, so it's like real talk. There's the possibility of being set up. But instead, what you have a lot of people do is they're like, well, I'm going to buy myself that. I'm going to treat myself to that $40 Rolex. Oh, I'm going to buy my dream car for $250,000. Oh, while got this, I'm going to live in this big old, even though they don't own it, they live in these like extravagant, nope, that's not the game, because this doesn't last forever for most people. Some people, they get 5 years of fame if they're lucky. If people are very fortunate, they get a 15-year career. We haven't seen it go much further.
That's true.
There's a few people that have done it for a very long time, like our friend Justine.
Yep.
But
that's rare.
Best, as far as I'm concerned, she has the best track record in the entire thing.
Oh, yeah.
But who gets to do that? And I would argue to a degree, it's also because she hasn't been the tippy top or the most hyper out there, and that I think that keeps her safe because there's just less scrutiny. Yeah, she's still got issues and people coming at her sometimes, and there's been some scary things that happen to her. But the thing is, it's like, there are some advantages to not being a 10 million subscribed channel, even if she deserves it.
I think the thing about her as well is that she just got so much other stuff going on too. So she's not.
Oh, she's brilliant. Yeah.
I mean, there's a reason, like the only reason why she's probably not at 10 million because she has so many other things going on outside of her channel that she doesn't.
No, she'll be financially fine, but I'm talking about the scrutiny too, and why.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying she will never. I don't think she'll ever fall off because she's also not trying to be the biggest, the most out there. She's just doing. She's just living her life. Like. Yeah, she's just doing exactly. She's just doing her, and that's smart, and that's the way to play it. Yep. I think that there is, to a degree, a mistake of trying to, how big can I be? How big can I be? I think that that's a mistake. I think that when you keep playing that game, by the way, I think that I'm going to disagree with Mr. Beast on something. I don't think anybody should be putting all of their money or even the majority of their money or even more than half of their money back into investing and growing the channel and the business. I actually don't believe that. Companies don't even do that to the best of for the most part. They only do that after. The companies who do that are sitting on hundreds of billions of dollars, tens of billions, if not hundreds of billions of cash on hand. You can, if you're sitting on a certain amount of cash on hand, that's different. Now, again, in his case, I don't know the details of the finances and how much of it is that he's really put everything back in versus the joke about, oh no, I'm poorer than all the other big YouTubers. I'm like, how much cash on hand? I know in terms of material possessions, but how much cash on hand is there really in the business? That would be different because I don't know the books, right? I don't know the books. So I don't know how much of that is hyperbole. So I'm just saying think about it. Apple and Amazon can pull we're going to put all of our money back into the business and then not have a tax bill. They can do that because Apple, I don't remember Amazon's cash on hand. Apple has over 120 billion cash on hand, right?
Probably.
That was the number before, right? LeBaron would know. 120 billion cash on hand. Is that Apple? So guess what? If they want to put every profitable dime they make and then some back into R&D and then pay zero federal taxes, that's smart. When you're sitting on 100 billion in cash reserves, that's smart. When you're a YouTuber and what you have in the bank personally is $20,000, spending $150,000 back into the business isn't smart.
But we also have to remember that Jimmy is like 25 now. So, I mean, he still has some experience to gain.
He'll be fine.
Well, he'll be fine regardless.
Well, there's things that could be not great there. The wrong lawsuits would be the problem. Emily would tell you about that. Like right now they're doing the $100 million Beast Burger lawsuit. No one wants to pay the other party's legal fees on that one, by the way, on top of the thing if they lose. Whoever loses there is going to feel it. I wouldn't say it would end that other company. It wouldn't end Jimmy, but Jimmy would feel it. Make no mistake.
Probably,
especially if he legitimately has been putting everything back into the business, he would feel the 100 million.
Yeah, but again, when we talk about taking financial advice from a 25-year-old, I would just say might want to be, even if he's Mr. Beast, might want to be cautious about that. But he'll be fine regardless because he's Mr. Beast. He'll be fine.
He would survive. It wouldn't be the same. He would feel it. The community would feel it in what would have to go forward there. They'd figure it out, mind you. But if he legitimately has been putting so much back into the business, that means that the cash reserves on hand, I don't think they're broke, but think about it. They are asking for 100 million for a Netflix show to do this big Netflix show if they can get it, or whatever streaming service will give it to them. And again, I get it. Even if they had the cash on hand, maybe that wouldn't be the move. But that seems to suggest that they don't have the cash on hand. I don't know that the company has, even though they make so much money, they spend it back into I don't know that they have 100 million in cash reserves. I wish that you realize how, I know it wouldn't play well with the audience for people to believe that Mr. Beast as a company, let alone as a person, is sitting on $100 million in cash or whatever, and how unrelatable that would feel. I pray to God every day that 100 million is sitting in his personal bank account, if not in the corporate coffers. I pray to God that's the case every day, because they need that safety net, in my opinion, because the risk that they take, the brand that they have and what they're known for, I don't think it's reasonable for the company not to sit on $250 in cash reserves. Sorry, I mean, not $250 million, 250 million in cash reserves at this point. I think the company should sit on 250 million in cash reserves. Why? Because I think that they should have the capacity and operating capital to have 3 years of run rate to be able to pay the employees for up to 3 years to try to be able to operate. And they have a large team. They have 200 people now. So with 200 people, I need them to have the cash reserves to run for 3 years and pay everyone well, in my mind, because that's a lot of people, and they are not paid small salaries. I don't feel they're paid, even in North Carolina. I just don't think that they would be paid small salaries. So if you have, especially not with the reputation of Mr. Beast, because guess what, Viper, if I'm right, they have to pay about roughly 18 million in salary a year, payroll. If I'm right, they have to pay 18 million a year in payroll.
Ooh,
right?
I can believe it.
Okay. That's not counting the operating cost to do the stuff that they do, which
Right.
you know that the operating cost to do what they do right now is probably about another 30 million a year at least, another 30 million a year at least. So for run rate, if we're talking about that, conservatively, they need to be sitting for 3 years of run rate. They need to be sitting on about, including taxes that they would have to pay, they need to be sitting on at least 200 million in cash to have 3 years of runway. Here's the problem, though. YouTubers don't think about 3 years of runway for operating their business, and they don't sit on their money. They think quarter to quarter, if not month to month, bare minimum year to year, but they don't think in 3-year run rate terms like a company might. So that again, from my perspective, they should be sitting on 250 million cash reserves. I hope that they're playing humble and pretending that they're broke. I hope that they're playing humble, and I hope that they're sitting on 250 million in cash. And I hope personally, for his own sake, to just always be able to do whatever he wants and needs to, and to be the creator he wants to be. I hope that Jimmy's sitting on 100 million in cash just to help him with personal liability if ever needed to. And that might seem unreasonable, or that might seem like a very privileged thing. I just think that from a logistical standpoint, Jimmy should have 100 million in cash that he's sitting on and not be actually poor. Not that like 10 million would make him poor or nothing in terms of a net worth, but for the reputation he has, for what people would want to sue him for, I think he needs 100 million just to be safe, to be honest with you, from lawsuits. And I think the company needs at least 250 million, if not more, in cash reserves for run rate operating purposes, let alone legal lawsuits and liability. LeBaron probably and Angelique would probably know better than me what they should have. I think that they might be more educated about this than me, but that's just one man's point of view and one man's paranoia.
Well, LeBaron said that Jimmy can take he can afford to take more risk because they probably have a line of investors willing to put up capital against their circulation of capital. I don't know if you want to depend on that, though. I wouldn't want to depend on that if I were him.
The problem with that is, while that's true, depending on the nature of the liability, people will distance themselves from you in this industry very damn quick.
That and the fact that if you're depending on investments, then they might want you to change the way you do things a little bit.
You take the king's shilling, you do the king's business.
Yep. Mr. Beast wouldn't be Mr. Beast anymore if he had to depend on investments. So I don't think that you want to do that. But yeah, it's interesting, man. Like, again, to Roberto's point, a lot of this is new for a lot of creators because they never had to think about. I should say we never had to think about business in this type of way before because we didn't run a business per se.
I came from corpo. I worked for self-made millionaires. I trained under no less than 4 Dark Lords.
LeBaron says not true. So you mean to tell me if somebody fronted you money that they wouldn't want to input into what you do with that money? I don't know about that, bro. Especially if we talk about the money that we talking about with Mr. Beast. I don't think it's just as easy as here, Mr. Beast, have $100 million, do what you want to do. I don't think it works that way. I could be wrong, but I don't know, man.
Maybe he just calls Elon.
Yeah. I mean, he could. He could. He could, because Elon probably wouldn't care either way.
No, I'd worry about whether or not. No, I would worry about who does lend him that money if it came down to it. I would worry about that.
Yeah, I don't think it's just as simple as taking somebody's money and doing what you want to do, depending on who it is. Now,
depending on who it.
Yeah, depending on who it is. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I mean, just think about the shit that we got to deal with as creators when we do with these brand deals. These brands want to dip their hands all up in the pot, and we ain't even talking about any type of the money that we're Mr. Beast, yo.
Yeah, I get what LeBaron's saying. He'd have to vet those people, though. There are people who would put money in that would want something, or that would exert influence of some kind of their own.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that they aren't out there, LeBaron, but what I'm saying is
I'll put it to you like this. The whole problem with the Beast Burger lawsuit is getting into bed with the wrong people to begin with.
There you go.
The Beast Burger lawsuit's $100 million lawsuit with that company. What was it? Fine Dining Solutions or something like that, or Celebrity Dining Solutions. I forget. And they misrepresented and did a lot of grimy things. Emily D. Baker did a whole deep dive on it twice. It's very good. You guys should watch it. It's a mess. And that was getting into the wrong bed with the wrong people. That was having all the opportunity and resources in the world to vet and still not getting the vetting right. Yeah.
To Angelique's point, nobody cares about your brand more than you do. And that will always be the case.
Damn right.
Especially when there's money involved.
And so think about it. As smart as Mr. Beast is, as smart as his crew and his team is, it is still possible to get into bed with the wrong people. It is still possible for people to say they're going to do one thing and then betray your trust and confidence, renege on deals, not live up to the promises they made, not keep their standards, not be honorable. You can do the right thing. No guarantee that the other person does. They can present themselves to be good and noble and all the things in the world, and that could still somehow not be the case. Or things can change where maybe they were, but maybe the people with them weren't. So again, this is something you have to really understand, that if the biggest player in the game can make mistakes, you're not immune to them either. if the biggest player in the game can have people not honor the agreements that were made, then you have to consider that they could happen to you too. So like it's just a lesson. We're like, this is all just a learning what do they call it? This is a teachable moment. That's what I would say. Teachable moment.
Hey, we got the Healing Room ASMR in the building. Hey there.
Hey, how's it going? Good seeing you.
Good seeing you. I appreciate you dropping in here.
Yeah, I believe we hung out at Vid Summit.
Yeah, I missed her. I missed her, damn it. We're to catch her next year, hopefully. But thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Oh, I had no idea you were in Canada. Oh, wow, man. Man, that's the beautiful thing about the creator fit. People come from
Canada
all
is like huge for like creators.
Oh, yeah.
I had the pleasure of going to Buffer Festival a few years back. It was great. I loved Toronto.
Yeah, I haven't been to Canada in a
I also love
time.
that your country will let me in with my birth certificate and my ID and not require me to have a full-on passport.
Wait, what? Excuse me?
Yeah.
Are you saying
Canada let me in?
You can get into Canada without a passport? Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can get in with a birth certificate and an ID as long as I'm as long as I'm there on pleasure and not business. So yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
In business, you'd need a visa, but
right.
If I'm coming up just for a weekend pleasure trip to go to a film festival, yeah.
Wow, did not know that. I thought you need the passport everywhere. Interesting.
Oh, Angelique, I'm trying to get the passport. The problem is my long form birth certificate has been the problem, and New York has been a pain in the butt. And I only need my long form birth certificate. I actually can't blame New York as much for that, as much as I blame Georgia for that. Georgia wants my long form birth certificate instead of my copy that I have. So,
Mr. Blake, you recently hit a very special milestone, and you are doing a live stream to celebrate your milestone. You want to tell us about that?
Sunday. Be there. Sunday afternoon, about like 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. We're going to do a live stream. Hopefully I won't be still hacking up a lung here. So we're going to do it live, and we're going to do channel reviews, which we have not done in literally months. I don't know that we've done channel reviews all this year. So doing channel reviews, Viper will be invited. Other guests can be welcome as well. So anyone who wants to come on to the celebration stream can DM me. But we're going to do that. We're going to do channel reviews. We're going to be giving away some deity microphones. We might finally have a winner for the Sony ZV-1F camera as well. $500 vlogging camera. So that prize is out there in the wild. We'll also be giving away some YouTube starter kits. We'll be giving away some creator starter packs. We're giving some of the brand deal starter kit away. And for people who don't win the giveaways, we'll do some massive discount codes, first come, first serve discount codes on the stream where people can get that. In fact, actually in my community tab right now, there are 25 codes that will give you 40% off on the brand deal starter kit right now. 40% off. It's $99 usually. You get 40% off. So it's, so it's like $50 or something. There's 25 codes. Only 5 people have redeemed these 25 codes so far. So there's that right now. That's out in the wild. So you can go to my community tab and you can get that and get 40% off. On my Twitter timeline, there's a discount code for the YouTube starter kit, 40% off. There are 25 of those codes. I think only 2 people have used them. 25 of those codes, first come, first serve. I rarely do that. So it's literally just first come, first serve on these discount codes for the products. And I'll be doing more of that over the next couple of days for the celebration and also for the stream. And like I said, we'll give away a couple, but giveaways are not a guarantee. You can just buy it and get it like practically half off now. So, boom.
All right, we are officially connected on LinkedIn. Me and Roberto Blake. Yeah, nice. Boom. So, question for you: you've been a content creator a long time. You've been working with brands a long time. I'm curious, man. What is the coolest brand deal experience you've had in your career?
Oh God, that's hard to say. I love Adobe. I love Adobe. So it could be Adobe. It could be part of me wants to say Adobe just because of how much, like how cool they are. And the fact that I got to go to Adobe Max a couple of years ago. And that was the first time me and Sarah Dici ever hung out. And I got to do the video. I'm just going to say Adobe because I got to work with Adobe. Then they paid me to be a speaker. So then I got to speak at Adobe Max. I got to meet a bunch of people from the product teams, which is great. And then I got access to the Microsoft Surface Studio live on the floor. And because it was live on the floor and they hadn't shipped all of them to the big YouTubers yet, I was the second person besides iJustine to get to do a hands-on review of them in real life. And so back then I had, I think 200,000 subscribers or something like that, or some number. And I ended up getting like 300,000 views in 2 weeks on that video for that review. So like, again, another one of my bona fides as a tech creator, I, on a tech review of a product, got to beat everybody but iJustine to having the product review out. And I was in real life with it at an event. And on top of that, I got like 300,000 views very fast on that. So you could argue viral for me at that moment, viral for me. And I got more views on it than I had subscribers. And I got that in like 2 or 3 weeks. So like, that was a big deal. And so probably I would probably say that. The only other thing I could say is probably Sony because of Camera Camp.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
So I'd say Adobe and Sony.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, if I had to answer the same question, I would have to probably go back to last year when Google flew us out to the CAC deal for Team Camp Pixel. Camp Pixel, yeah. That was a unique experience. That was pretty awesome. But yeah, man, it's interesting when you get to work with brands and that type of way, and you get these different experiences as a creator. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Most supportive brand has been StreamYard.
StreamYard is amazing. I love StreamYard.
Yeah, StreamYard's been great. They've been supporting me. They helped me through the pandemic. It was just like, yeah, they've been great.
I just love the people over there. I've talked to pretty much everybody over there at this point. Gabe, Dan, Dana, Kelsey, like all of them. Like they're all awesome.
Yep.
They are cool. Yeah, man. Like I was saying this morning on Coffee Talk, I think before you arrived, we as creators, we are in such a good place right now. There are so many different opportunities out there for creators to change their life, make a living. I think about a lot of things that we've infiltrated industry-wise. Just being a content creator is much more legitimized today than it was 15 years ago when it really wasn't a thing yet. People were still trying to figure out what this was. Now we got brands that are trying to latch onto it. We got creators that are in every industry now. And if you want to be a creator, it's possible. Not saying that it's for everybody, but it's possible if you want to go out there and do it. You'll still have to make some sacrifices. You have to put in the time to do it and build something at it if you want to do that. But you can actually get in the ring if you want to do it. And just the opportunities that are out here for creators today is nothing short of amazing, man. We live in a great time right now to be a creator.
I think that right now, despite everything that people might have to say, I think that it's the best time there possibly could be to be a creator. Like I keep saying, nothing's really saturated. It's just that what top quality would be is higher and requires more effort. So what? So what though? Like, would you really want to be big off of mediocre content anyway? I mean, really? And then how long would you last? Because that's another reason a lot of people aren't around is because they made what was good at the time and never got any better as the demand for better became the norm. Like, that's just the truth is they stayed like here. And then like, okay, that was great when there was like a higher barrier to entry. Now that the barrier to entry is lower, a lot of people can level up faster. So they stayed there. And that's why new creators surpassed a lot of people is because they never bothered to level up. They got comfortable thinking that, oh, it'll never be any easier for people to get into this game. So I'm safe where I am. They were wrong. So the thing is, like lowering the barrier to entry. Yeah, the base level of quality will always be really low. But the thing is, the exceptional people will rise to at the top and they will replace the people already at the top if it comes down to it. So the thing is, it's better to start now because, by the way, like I keep saying, how many OGs are left? How many OGs are relevant? How many OGs still got it good? And it's not that many of them. The overall majority of them do not. 99% of the OGs are gone.
Yep.
Gone. Like even the people, and I'm talking like OGs, but even just people from 10 years ago, people who started out when I started out, where are they? Where are all the people from 2012, 2013? Where are they? Nobody talks about them.
I mean, I can even take it to me, man. Just a lot of people that started off when I started off 5 years ago, they are not here anymore.
Even people who quote unquote made it that you started out with are already looking at trying to retire, and not because they're rich.
Yeah. Let's see. Healing Room says, do you think they are gone because success is short lived or they stopped the grind?
A bit of both, but a little bit of both. Like, to be honest with you, the grind is hard, but the thing is, just because you get the success, your life doesn't necessarily become inherently easier. People don't get that. Your life doesn't inherently become easier. There are things like burnout, but most people, it's less burnout. And then there are things that all right, so burnout is one thing, but I think people conflate burnout with depression, and they don't realize that there are things in this lifestyle and in this career that lead to not necessarily or just burnout, but outright depression, anxiety, and anxiety is actually a given. This is a high anxiety career. So that's something that's not stated nearly enough. This is a high anxiety career. Mm-hmm. And while not the same thing, that could easily lead people to being in a depressive state very easily. And so that's taken a bit for granted. And then added to that, the good things that this life creates are very, very good. The bad things that creates are very, very bad. And the threshold of good doesn't by itself cancel out the bad. People are mistaken about that. Enough good things doesn't undo the damage of bad things. Mm-hmm. And I don't think anyone talks about that. And it wears on you. There's a fatigue to it. So even just the upgrade in lifestyle is an adjustment, and people think that, oh, that's a great problem to have. Imagine the stress that you feel paying bills. Now triple that stress of paying bills, and the reason I say triple it is because you now have triple the amount of decisions to make every day. So imagine the anxiety and stress of any decision you have to make. The amount of resources doesn't change the stress of making a decision. In fact, it amplifies it because the cost of getting it wrong is higher too. Right. So the thing is, people do not understand that one of the mental aspects of mental health is decision fatigue and then anxiety. Because now when you amplify the number of decisions and choices, like, okay, Viper, if you have to take a multiple choice test, 20 question multiple choice test or survey isn't that bad. What if I tell you have to take a 100 question survey or test?
Give me the 20. I'll take the 20 every day of the week.
But there's a palpable, even just me talking about it, there's a palpable level of anxiety of like, that's a real thing. Okay.
Yep.
And so people don't understand that. And that's rough. And people go, oh, well, if that's your only problem versus this, it's like, no. Okay, yeah, your problems in life might feel more immediate, more severe because they're physical threatening problems. Understand. Imagine those are gone. And now imagine that because those are gone, now every problem becomes a mental battle. Physical problems are a more immediate threat, but the anxiety of a physical situation, knowing that you have to just overcome it and that you have to confront it, there's something tangible to attack. There's a relief in that to some degree. There's a relief in dealing with a problem that you can solve with your bare hands versus the mental strain of a problem that's much more cerebral, much more abstract. You'd rather just deal with your hands than fight an invisible enemy.
I mean, what you're talking about right now is the very essence of being a content creator. And that's what makes what we do so much different from having a 9 to 5. When you clock out at 5, you're out, you're done. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. There is no clocking out at the content creator. You have
Okay.
to constantly think about how to do it.
Everyone in the chat, which would you rather do? Lift heavy boxes and do freight for 4 hours a day, lifting heavy boxes for 4 hours a day, okay, off of a truck or in a warehouse? Or would you rather be in Mortal Kombat with the IRS for 4 hours on the phone? Which one of those you want to do? You want to be dealing with haggling and fighting with and dealing with the IRS, just as an example, because it's something we all relate to. Is like, do you want to sit there and you want to fight the IRS for 4 hours, or do you just want to lift heavy boxes for 4 hours and know when it's over that the boxes are done?
Man, give me the boxing, bro.
Right?
Give me the boxing, bro. I'll take the boxing all day of the week. Damn that.
Yeah, right. Okay. And then let's just take the severity of the IRS out of it, right? Let's just take the worst customer service call you've ever done, like whatever it is, whether it's your phone provider, the electricity, the cable bill. What if I just gather up all of your worst customer service experience and said, you can deal with that all day. You can deal with your worst customer service calls you've ever had to deal with all day for the next 4 hours, or you could just lift heavy boxes.
Do y'all see what's going on? Do y'all understand what's happening here? I hope y'all understand what's happening here.
I see you, Charles. Right. It's like, so again, I'm just saying that there's like a mental like fatigue to doing with this stuff. Let me give you another one. Let's deal with right. Let's deal with let's do another one. Okay. You can lift boxes all day, just lift the boxes, everything like that. I mean, which is literally, I had to sit there and sort my garage. That's what I had to do. Like, but it's like back in the old days when I worked in retail, I was an assistant manager at KB Toys. I would sometimes, if one of my guys didn't show up, I'd have to unload a whole box of freight by myself anyway. I'm sorry, not a whole box, a whole truck of freight. I'd have to unload a whole truck of freight See, that's when you know someone's really worked retail or really worked a warehouse job, is when they say freight, right? So like, so I'd have to do like freight by myself, right? What would you rather do? Would you rather sit there and unload boxes for 4 hours, or would you rather have to deal with wrangling and managing the 5 laziest people you've ever worked with?
Oh, hell no. Give me the box.
Think about the laziest coworker you've ever had in your life. Then give me the 5 laziest, worst coworkers you have in life. And now you're in charge of them. You want to do that all day, or you just want to lift boxes?
No. Listen, I was a manager once in my former life. I am not trying to go back. No, thank you.
So even if I put you in charge of people that got to do the labor and everything like that, it still ain't worth it, right?
Oh man, hell no. No.
Right.
No.
So like, oh, I forgot to do. Back in my day when I used to be in retail, I'd have to unload a whole box of freight by myself, a whole truckload of freight by myself.
That's right, Angelique. Bend the knees. Bend the knees, baby. Bend the knees.
Yeah. So like, yeah, absolutely. So again, like most people, not everybody, most people would rather do a mindless, repetitive thing than have the stress and anxiety of dealing with difficult people or dealing with difficult decisions with consequences all day long. Someone would rather have a low consequences, mindless effort, repetitive task to do than to be in a hyper stress environment consistently. Mm-hmm. Most people, if they are honest, would make that choice. And so I say that to kind of make the point that when you're a business owner or a content creator, it might seem like this easy luxury position compared to other things in manual labor, but it's just a difference of what price you are paying. It's a difference of the sacrifice of a body versus a mind. And the irony is that the body is more resilient.
Mm-hmm. Roberto talking that higher level talk tonight.
It is. It's like your body is meant to deal with chronic stress put on it and become stronger as a result. The mind, not so much. Mm-mm. The mind does not benefit from constant stress. The body, if you lift heavy weights, your body will get stronger. Yep. You constantly put your mind under taxing conditions with very little break or reprieve, and you will snap.
Yeah, it's bad.
So physical fatigue is preferable to mental fatigue. It's not close. In terms of this is why mental health is such a bad issue now. For real. This is the reason. Because people do not understand the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a real thing. There's a reason why, like overseas, in cultures that very much emphasize education, young people have mental breakdowns and end up in facilities or worse due to the chronic stress and pressure and mental exhaustion for cramming for exams because they want to rank in nationals. It can be lethal for them. Okay, that tells you something right there. That tells you the impact. Okay, so like mental health is like a big issue. I'm not downing physical labor at all. I'm just telling you that the price you pay is a lot steeper for mental stress and fatigue than physical stress and fatigue.
Yeah, like Roberto said, constant attacks on the mental, it can really do damage to a person for real. There's no doubt about that at all.
And remember that some of the stress we're talking about is dealing with difficult other people. When you're a content creator, you're exposed to much more judgment, scrutiny, and people putting their their mouth, your name in their mouth a lot more. We're not designed for that. That is a level of trauma we're not designed for, because that's what used to be in puritanical times, when they used to ostracize people and they used to do public shaming and everything like that. It literally was a way to get people to off themselves without having to do the deed yourself. It was a step down when they didn't want to sully their hands with a public execution. They would use shame and ostracization to get the person to do the job themselves. And you can look this up. This is history. This is why they have books like The Scarlet Letter. They explain this. Okay, so they used public shaming as a torture method to break people so that they didn't have to deal with them. That's a real thing that happened in the history of this, of the Western world. And so now look at social media and look at what happens with cyberbullying, cancel culture, hate mobs, all this other nonsense. What impact do you think that's having? It's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So like it, it is what it is. And there in general may not be work-life balance for most people, but I would say that work-life balance is pretty bad for most content creators. And if someone does, to LeBaron's point, if someone wants to be at the top of the game, you heard Mr. B say it, he has no such thing as work-life balance.
I said it earlier tonight. If you want to be a successful content creator, you will have to make sacrifices. And there might not necessarily be things that you want to sacrifice. Like you have to sacrifice watching your favorite TV shows. You have to sacrifice.
I mean, what do you think? What do you think Olympic athletes give up? They give up their whole damn childhood. What do you think Simone Biles gave up? Yep. What do you think Simone Biles gave up?
Yeah.
What do you think Serena? What do you think Venus and Serena gave up?
Yep.
I mean, damn. Real talk. You give up a lot to be, if you want to be the greatest in the world, if you want your name and lights and you want all that stuff and everything like that, it's like, look, you're going to have to give up a lot. So you better be sure that's what you want, because you give up a lot for it.
Yeah, I remember Chase McGrady did an interview about when I think him and Kobe were on the Olympic team or something to the extent. And he was asking Kobe if he wanted to go out to a movie or do something. And Kobe was like, "Oh man, I gotta stay and study things and different things like that." And yeah, when you are that maniacal about being the best at what you do, you are going to have to give up things that you normally are accustomed to, that you might be comfortable with.
Recently, actually, to a degree, this comes up sometimes. I don't always say it this way. I'll just say it this way here. So like when I do go out on dates, right? Women will ask me things like, wow, how or why are you still single? And like, why have you never been married? And I make it a point where it's like, well, in my 20s, I worked really hard because I didn't come from any kind of money. And so then in my 30s, I gave up my entire 30s to make six figures. And then it's like, huh. And the response that I get will tell me the level or degree of understanding someone has of the concept of money.
Mm-hmm.
Because see, if you come from privilege, you don't understand that.
Right.
You see, if you understand the concept of money, saying I had to literally work through my 20s to not be poor, and I gave up my 30s to break into the top 10%.
Yep.
That's a completely reasonable answer to, well, like, and it's like the conditions for doing that do not lend themselves that well, as much as the nice things that you get from all of that. The thing is, if you're with somebody making that kind of money or doing the things that kind of money requires, if you require a certain amount of personal attention, you may not want to be with somebody that's that ambitious.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Like there is a catch-22 to that. The money and lifestyle that comes from making hundreds of thousands of dollars requires that making of hundreds of thousands of dollars to be a very significant portion of your life and your attention and your energy.
That is correct.
That means, depending on what someone wants and needs, there may not be the space for that person, depending on what they want and what they need and what they think is fair to them. So someone has to figure out if that is for them and if they're about that and if that is worth it for them. For some people, they would be better off with somebody that is going to be much, much more present, that makes much, much less money. Because the thing is, lifestyle, things, house, cars, travel, whatever it is, it's like, that's fine, but it's not the same thing as the presence that someone brings by making you a priority. And depending on how much of that you need to feel good, then that's the trade. So you got to decide what's more important to some degree. Now, for someone who says, hey, I never want to be poor again because they didn't come from privilege, or they can't go back to mommy and daddy if they have a problem, they might have to prioritize money to a significant degree. And that's not a right or a wrong thing. It just means that someone who needs a certain amount of prioritization will not be compatible with them, because security and money will be a priority.
Mm-hmm.
If someone else also values security, though, then that would be appealing.
Yeah.
If someone values security more than attention, that would be appealing. But if someone values attention more than security, then they may not. But that might also depend on how much you need, might be valuable to you in a different way, depending on how much privilege you did or did not have.
Right. That is correct. This is a real life gem being dropped here tonight. I hope y'all paying attention and taking notes, show. Good stuff going on out here.
Yeah.
All the time. All the time. Man. Listen, the parent says you always have to be willing to accept the cost of what you really want. And you have to define your definition of stuff, because it's always subjective. Yeah. Definitely.
Look, LeBaron did it right. He wanted 5 kids. He realized that the trajectory of success would be slower than if he didn't have them. He did it right. If I had to do over, I might have reprioritized a little bit. But actually, caveat on that. If I knew what I knew now about success, and if I knew what I knew now about my own capacity and potential, I would have felt like I had the room to move slower and be okay, and I might have done things differently. But that would also have to caveat for, I would have still had to find the right girl, which may or may not have happened. So I can't really regret it, because I could have tried, and I could have just still picked wrong. And then I would have still traded off the potential to still not have the outcome. So I can only assume that I've always made the best choice I possibly can.
Yeah. And if you are talking to somebody that has different priority from you, the healthiest thing to do is just to be honest with each other about where your priorities are.
My entire problem, actually, the real reason I'm single, Rifer, is I'm entirely too honest. I'm radically honest and everything like that, because the people who are successful in relationships are just better liars than me.
There might be some element of truth to that, but you still want to be honest, though. I mean, yeah.
Honesty is best policy. I'm honest out here and everything like that. That's
absolutely.
why I'm single AF. I'm single AF because I'm honest.
Yeah.
Because I'm entirely too honest.
Yeah, I when it comes to that, I'm of the mindset, don't waste somebody's time, man. Just don't
That's
waste
actually a big thing for me. I don't waste people's time.
yeah. Like, don't waste somebody's time. If
That's why I'm so honest. Is literally the it saves my time, it saves other people's time and everything
yep.
like that. You see me do business deals and everything like that. I'm just like, yep, here's numbers, here's numbers. Here, oh, here, you know what? Here's the numbers. Here's the it's like, yeah, we're doing this. We're not doing this and everything like that. Handshake deal. Okay, send me the paperwork on Monday. I'm like just to the point.
Angelique laughing, yo, you know how it is, Angelique. Don't waste my time, yo. Don't waste my time.
Right. It's
Like,
like I don't like no, I don't believe in wasting people's time. I don't think it's fair to waste people's time. I certainly wouldn't want my time wasted, and I certainly wouldn't want someone to be dishonest with me about their intentions and about the things that they want. I'm very clear. You know what? I want family. If that's not on the table for you, I'm not going to try to convince you. I'm not going to try to change your mind. You either want family or you don't. Like that's the thing. So it's like kids or bust. That's it. So I'm just not going to waste somebody's time. Um, um, it's very important to me that people have the same values. It's like, so, okay, you don't believe the same things. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to try to convince or convert here.
Roberto,
Yeah.
earlier I talked about how brands talk to each other and creators talk to each other about they're dealing with brands and different things like that. And I also said that brands will go to their most trusted creator and inquire about other creators in a similar space.
Mhm.
Have
Oh,
you
they
ever
come
had
to
a
me
brand?
all the time.
So you had a brand come to you and ask you about other creators in the YouTube education space. Talk to us a little bit about that because I try to tell them that this stuff happens, you know.
All right. So I'll speak to it in a different way.
Mhm.
I will say this: when I do a deal, I always refer at least 3 people for a deal. And what I try to do, sometimes more, and I'll ask them. I'll actually even ask them if they're having trouble finding people to work with or vetting people, or do they have issues, finding the right people in the space to work with.
Right.
And so what I'll do is I'll often recommend 3 creators. One, I'll recommend a small creator that's overlooked, that can still do the job. And a lot of them are very thankful because they actually have a mandate, some of them, to have micro influencers in their campaigns, believe it or not. Um, a lot of people don't realize that. They're not only looking for big creators, they have a mandate to have micro influencers in their campaigns. A lot of them, especially in tech, also are looking for female talent. And a lot of times they don't know where to look and they don't know who is a good fit. And so I constantly am recommending Sarah Dici and Crystal Laura to a lot of people. Not the only ones that I've ever recommended, but
Right.
usually they're instinctively my go-to because I know they do great work with brands and they can be trusted with the thing. So I recommend them. I recommend Tech Me Out. I've recommended, what else have I recommended? I recommended Jacqueline. I'll recommend a smaller creator in the space that I think is being overlooked depending on what the brand's needs are. So I've recommended different people. And then I will recommend a large creator or large enough or in my realm creator that they haven't heard of, that they still haven't heard of, that is significant, but they still haven't heard of them, and say that they should be looked at for an opportunity. So I recommend all the time. There are also things where I've helped companies build the standards. See, people don't understand the work I do as a consultant in the creator economy. And so I've helped develop the influencer standards for certain brands, and I've helped develop the influencer marketing protocols with certain brands when they're doing influencer campaigns. And I've helped other ones develop their affiliate programs. And what I've done is I've helped them with, here is a protocol I made for vetting creators and for what's appropriate and how to deal with them fairly. And so I've helped train and teach them how to do long-term relationships with creators and what to look for, questions to ask, and what things would be red flags to look out for, because they didn't know. Not everyone has a protocol for vetting influencers and for evaluating them, and also for things like pricing or things that they should even be asking. So that's something that is very serious behind the scenes in the industry, and it's something that I bring up with brands, and I ask them whether they have protocols and standards, and then I put myself in that consulting role with them. I don't just play the influencer role. I try to influence things on that side with regard to influencer standards. I also help with affiliate program development. I'm actually talking to brands about doing the training, and that they should. I'm telling brands they should have training for their affiliates and have an affiliate training sales course to teach people how to be better salespeople so that the affiliates can make more money and so the brand can get more out of the affiliate program and not ever cut the affiliate program. So that's something that I've been working on to develop with brands so that one, influencer can get paid properly on sponsorships and the right influencers can get opportunities. And then on the affiliate side, people who aren't necessarily qualified in every case to be a sponsored creator, if they go on the affiliate side, I'm trying to make sure they get taken care of there too, not only on proper compensation, but also the resources needed to be a proper salesperson and to make more money delivering on a good product in terms of representing it well. So I'm looking out for the creators on that side, but also the brands, looking out for them too, that they work with the right people and that they actually are getting the mileage out of the things that they're supposed to on that. And then the third role that I've been taking on for quite a long time, actually, without talking about it too much, is helping improve product development with some of these brands. You've seen that I talk to product people. I just literally was talking and giving suggestions to the VP of creator products at YouTube, things that they said they've taken very seriously. You saw my public tweet where I said, here's 30 things the platform can improve. And then Todd from YouTube said, yeah, we're already working on a third of these. And the other ones are very interesting to us. Like there's things I'm doing with companies like Superfans, hopefully soon, another company you and I were both talking about earlier, another company I might be working with. I'm trying to help improve some of these products that exist in the creator economy as well.
And everything that he just said is why I said earlier that as creators, I would have put an onus on having positive relationship with your fellow creators. You never know who might recommend you for something. It's interesting because back when Opus was doing the live streaming thing, they were trying to break into live streaming. They reached out to me because they said that several creators referred me to them as far as somebody they should get in contact with in terms of live streaming, which was kind of cool that my fellow creators like actually put that brand onto me because they know I live stream a lot and for things like that. But that's the type of stuff I'm talking about, man. People talk, like there's talking going on all around the place. Brands talk to each other, creators talk to each other, creators talk to brands talk to creators, and you never know who might be talking about you or what opportunity might be coming your way.
Platforms talk to creators.
Yep, platforms talk to creators. Yep. So you never know what's going on, man. You just gotta be on your P's and Q's and be a good person. Because basically that's what I'm talking about at the end of the day. Just being a good human being. If you are a good, genuine human being, people will go to bat for you, and you never know what might happen because of it. It's just that simple.
Yeah, I mean, be consistent, keep that same energy and everything like that, and like be about it and everything like that. I mean, I speak my mind quite a bit, especially those of you who follow me on Twitter. It's like I've bookmarked all my unpopular opinions, so they're just there. like, so I'm just out there, and it's like, and that's why I've been around for 10 years going on plus now, just been out here doing my thing and without issues or problems, which is it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing to avoid getting yourself into problems or beef or being triggered and things like that. It just is what it is. Right. I mean, Viper, that nothing, even for when people come at me sideways, it's really never amounted to anything.
Right.
Because there's what's the worst thing anyone's ever really had to say that was substantive? It was going on literally like a spiel for 40 minutes basically about, I charge too much money for things, which is it's not that I'm overpriced, it's that it's out of your budget. And your response was you charge how much for how much of your time? It's yeah, anyone can price their time the way they want, Jack. Why do you think everybody's on strike right now? Everybody can price themselves at whatever they think they're worth, and it's up to somebody to decide to pay it or not. That's how it is. That's called capitalism, baby. It's love it or leave it. So the thing is, the most anyone can do is whine and complain and say I'm overpriced. And my answer to that is, well, no, it's just out of your budget. It's just out of your budget. And you can't say I'm overpriced on anything and then go and charge any brand $5,000 for a video. You can't whine about my prices and then charge brands money. Yeah. It is what it is. No doubt. A real talk though. No, that's the most someone can complain about me is this your prices are too high. Oh, you only care about money. It's oh, really? I'm a 39-year-old man with a mortgage. I care about money a lot. Oh, I'm shocked and everything. Oh, we're up to rampant inflation that's debased 30% of the value of the dollar, and I care about money. Oh, I'm really surprised. I'm shocked and everything like that. Oh, the price of eggs is practically doubled in 3 years, and I care about money. Oh, big surprise. Alert the media.
Jordan Floyd, appreciate the super chat, sir. Thank you for the $5. Appreciate you hanging out, man, and thank you for the super chat. Definitely appreciate you. Michael Pepper says, first off, hello, Michael. He says, I wonder how much confidence in what you say is more important than the actual knowledge. Thought. So I'll just put it to you like this, Michael Pepper. I have said multiple times in the past year or so that I feel like I am one of the biggest names in tech YouTube. And a lot of people will probably dispute that. And I don't care. Because I actually have the fact to back the shit up. So I don't really care whether you think it's true or not. I know it's true, and I believe it's true. But more importantly than I know it's true, I believe it to be true. And because I believe it to be true, that makes it that much more powerful for me, whether you believe it or not. So confidence is the big thing, man. It's everything.
Do you know what's really interesting about the balance of it is, so I believe that being correct or being right is very important. I think it's extremely important to be right. Here's the problem, though. I can acknowledge that the thing is, being right means very little when confronted with the power of a true believer. Like, you can be correct all you want. You can be confidently correct all you want. And someone who is absolutely wrong, but is very committed to being wrong, should still terrify the living hell out of you.
Ain't that the truth?
So as much as I think it's important to be knowledgeable and important to be confident, neither of those things can withstand the power of a true believer. Like, and that's something I really wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of. I don't care how correct I think I am. There's nothing as powerful, fearful, and devastating as a very adamant, aggressive, true believer in whatever they believe, right or wrong. And that should terrify anyone who ever confronts it, because there is no reasoning with a true believer. So someone who cannot be reasoned with, someone who cannot be bargained with, and somebody that is absolutely committed and has full conviction, it's very difficult to withstand them. So I, as much as I would like to err on the side of knowledge and confidence in that knowledge, belief is more powerful.
Mm-hmm. Rebecca says, people also hugely underestimate the value of paying for knowledge. Bruh. The value of paying for knowledge is major.
If you pay for knowledge, you get off cheap. If the only price you pay for your knowledge is money, you got off cheap. Most people pay for knowledge through experience. If you get to pay for knowledge with money, you got off cheap, because the experience is often a painful one. Most lessons are learned painfully. If you got to learn by just spending money, you got off easy.
Trial by fire, man. Trial by fire. Absolutely.
If I could just pay to have the experience that if I could have the knowledge I have, minus everything that I sacrificed to get it, and all I had to do was give up money, I would have just given up money.
I know that's right, man. I know that's right.
Like, think about it. It's like, think about it like this. If you could go back in time and be like 25 or whatever, and the thing is, it's like, hey, you can have all the knowledge that your 20 years wiser self will have, and it will cost you 10 grand. You would find the 10 grand. If you could just have all the knowledge that you would gain 20 years from now without the experience required and the pain and the suffering and sacrifices required, and it was like, hey, but 10 grand though. I would easily say, give me the 20 years of knowledge, I will find the $10,000. It's that simple. Now, I'm never telling you guys to go out and buy a $10,000 course. That's not the point. It's an analogy. It's an analogy for the fact that if you could have the knowledge that if you could go back in time and give your present self the knowledge, and there was a catch, you would just pay the catch. You would just deal with whatever the catch is. You just deal with the catches to have the knowledge without having to go through the pain.
And you know why he's saying that, you all? He's saying that because time.
Yeah.
You don't get time back. If you can do something that will cost you significantly less time, but you still have the same amount of knowledge or more knowledge than what you had at that time, that is worth your weight in gold.
Yeah, exactly. I would give up $100,000. I would look. I'll tell you the truth. I'll give everybody the truth right now. If I could be 25 again with all the knowledge right now, I will give up all of my net worth.
Ooh, wow.
I will give up all of my net worth to have my 25-year-old youth, vigor, strength, and life expectancy all back with my current knowledge. I will absolutely give up every bit of my. I will shake that deal with any young person right now, and I'm like, okay, you're 25, I'm 39. Okay, you can have all of my my net worth and wealth, and I will retain all of my knowledge, but I'm stealing your youth. Deal. Shake my hands, give it to me right now. No takesy backsies. No, like, you asked for this. You wanted money, and you wanted fame. I wanted youth. Give it. Give it. Yeah, like facts. No, I will make that deal right now. I will sign. Oh yeah, it's like I'll be singing "Unfortunate Souls" the whole damn time we're doing the deal.
Roberto. Now here's the question for you though. If you had the knowledge that you had now, would 25-year-old Roberto know what to do with the knowledge of 39-year-old Roberto?
If I had the knowledge, the first thing I would realize is the arrogance of youth is something that current Roberto knows about. So 25-year-old Roberto would know that and would know, okay, go get a mentor, go get someone to rein you in, and so that your ego doesn't overwhelm you. So like the knowledge that I have would give me the warning about the downfalls of arrogance.
Because sometimes even when we have the knowledge and we're young, the arrogance still kind of takes precedence. So it's interesting. Very interesting.
My first thing for anyone who has a tremendous amount of knowledge or a tremendous amount of wealth early on, the first thing you need to do is you need to assume that you will fall to the sin of arrogance and pride. And then you need to hedge against that. The other thing you need to be aware of is you need to be fearful of people that are envious, greedy, or lazy. And you need to stay away from people like that at all cost. So the thing is, you need to be aware of your own arrogance and your own pride, and you should assume it is going to be your downfall, and you should guard against that. Then you should be very careful about the people in your circle and avoid people at all costs that are lazy. Cut them out of your life. Avoid people that are envious and complain all the time about people who have it better than them. And make sure that you avoid people who are greedy. They will try to rob you of your riches. So you need to be very, very, very careful about that. And then whether you're a guy or a girl, if you have that money and you have any level of success and there's people around you, you need to control yourself and have some self-control and realize that everyone don't like you for you. So don't let yourself be deceived by that and everything like that. Don't fall to your lustful urges. Do not be seduced literally by the dark side. Do not be seduced by the dark side in that sense. Not everybody's got pure intentions for you, and they might be trying to get at you for your fame or your money. There are a lot of influencers that had their heart broken to find out that somebody that they were genuinely interested in was using them for their money and their fame. That happened to one of the biggest creators. It's out there. The person has spoken about it, but I'm just still going to not just name them, but it's literally one of the biggest creators in recent history that's happened to, that they intercepted a call, found out that the girl was not genuine. And it was very public. And so, yeah. It was another influencer too. So it was not good. So you have to be aware of those things. So you have to safeguard against that. You also have to make sure that you maintain good habits, good discipline, good values throughout. You want to not let yourself get too caught up in living lifestyle. You want to take care of your health. You don't want to, become lazy. You don't want to sit there and you don't want to put trash in your body. So you still got to eat healthy, eat good. Fancy dinners are nice every once in a while, but you should probably still just try to be as healthy as you can. If you're going to put money in anything, put money into your health. You'll regret it later if you don't. So you want to definitely prioritize that. You want to make sure you keep up with it. You need good, solid people in your life that have the same values as you and that are going to, keep you honest, so to speak. So you need that. you probably need to create a situation where if you don't have a family, you do need people who are going to rely on you because they will keep you honest too, and they will keep you accountable because you will do the right thing if doing the wrong thing means letting someone else down. If doing the wrong thing only means letting yourself down, you might not care about yourself enough for that to matter. So you do need other people that you care about that rely on what you provide so that you will stay honest and you will stay modest enough to make sure that you're always in a position to do right by them, because you might let yourself down, but you won't let them down. So I think that's important. And I think a lot of younger creators, unless they're the type that where they didn't come from footage and they're the ones who are like helping their family, a lot of them, if they don't have that situation, then the fame, the money, the ego, all that goes to their head. And then that becomes their downfall a lot of times because they have no true responsibility. They have all the power in the world and they don't have any concept of responsibility because it's not real for them because they're just out there young, fun, dumb, living their life, you know? So if they feel that there's stakes and they feel like there's other people that depend on them, they might think twice about things and they might be a little bit more cautious. So that's something that you have to like really, in my mind at least, that's something I think about for a lot of young creators. That's something that if they bother to ask my advice or opinion about life, happiness, health, wealth, relationships, I tell them, look, look long-term when it comes to everything. Play the long-term game with your health. Don't take it for granted just because you're young. Take a long-term view at relationships. It's like, it's okay that some people might only exist in a season or a phase in your life, but are you really trying to have people in your life right now that won't deserve to be there later? Like, think about that. Are you really here to have your time wasted or waste other people's time? Think about that. So that's something to think about in the long term. With money, don't think short term in pleasure and everything like that. Think long term stability. Set that up. That leaves you a lot of room to where, okay, you can have a little bit of fun as long as you've secured your future in perpetuity. Then by all means, have a little bit of fun, but maybe not too much. And then when it comes to happiness, you have to understand what makes people happy is not the absence of pain. That's why I say money can't buy happiness. I've gone back and forth on can money buy happiness. I've been on both sides of that. And I've come to the conclusion that we've become so sick and twisted that we think the absence of the pain that is caused by a lack of money, the lack of stability, the lack of security, we mistake that for happiness when it's called being healthy. We've fallen so low that just maintaining a reasonable level of a healthy lifestyle, we imagine that that's what being happy must be like because we're in that much pain. That's sick. So it's a sickness. It's not that money can buy happiness. It's that we can't genuinely appreciate what happiness would look like because we are so far removed from healthy that we imagine that being healthy is being happy.
Mm-hmm.
When being healthy used to be the bare minimum.
Fact.
So like that's dangerous. So you have to understand that you have to be mentally healthy as a down payment on happiness. You have to be physically healthy as a down payment on happiness. You have to have good relationships as a down payment on happiness. You need financial security as a down payment on happiness. You need the holistic balance of being healthy in mind, body, and spirit, having good people around you who aren't toxic, and having healthy finances. That's the down payment on happiness, but it is not by itself happiness.
There you go, you all. All right, so we're going to land the plane. I shouldn't land the plane. Yeah, we're going to wind down on this. This is something that me and Roberto have talked about and heard ad nauseum. And I'll just put it to you all like this. Working for vidIQ every day, I hear a lot of chatter about how YouTube does not care about small creators, blah, 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 blah. And I'm here to tell you that you are thinking about it in the wrong way if that's what your mindset is. Not saying that none of y'all in here think like that, but I'm just saying. Because what a lot of these small creators fail to realize is that their biggest favorite creator was a small creator at one point. The Mr. Beast wasn't always the Mr. Beast that you know now. The Marquette wasn't always the Marquette that you know now. The Caseys weren't always that big. They started somewhere. Everybody starts from zero, yo. But the thing is, if you really want people to care about you and take you seriously, then you have to make yourself an asset. Whatever you think that means, however you feel like that will be successful to you, you have to make yourself an asset. It's not the platform's job to make you that asset. It's not anybody's job to make you that asset. You, creator, have to go out there and make yourself that asset. It ain't that YouTube does not care about small creators. My ass, with not even 2,000 subscribers on my channel, got flown out to New York to cover YouTube's event. So it ain't about what size your channel is. It's about making yourself an asset and going out here and becoming relevant if that's what you want to do, or going out there and building a business and making money if that's what you want to do. But everything is out here for you. Stop making excuses and go out here and get it done. Because a lot of things I hear out there, are nothing but excuses. Oh, the platform's not doing this. The platform's not doing that. They made this change. They made that change. Bro, no. What are you doing? How are you going about making yourself better? How are you going about making yourself more valuable? And that's the conversation that we need to be having instead of worrying about what the platform is doing, what changes the platform's making, because you're not having that conversation enough for my liking.
Agreed. When people complain about YouTube, the only things they have left to complain about, all right, there's some legitimate complaints, but the main things they focus on is, oh, they should go back to letting everyone be a YouTube partner and get monetized at zero. It's like, why? If you weren't making money then, and if you weren't able to meet the requirements that there are now, then you weren't making money. You weren't going to make money, and the money you were going to make was so negligible that you would have been putting time into YouTube to make that money. That would have been more productive in any other endeavor. And you were operating at net negative because you're like, well, I was getting some money. It's like, no, you weren't, because the hours you were putting in, if you were making that little bit of money, meant that you were already working for less than poverty wages to get that YouTube paycheck to feel special. So it doesn't matter. So sorry, no, it doesn't make any sense because it wasn't profitable on your part. It wasn't productive on your part. It was a sunk cost. So sorry, that's harsh. Okay, so the YouTube monetization requirements, the monetization standards, as I like to call them now, they're appropriate and they make sense. That was not something bad that they did to anybody. It's actually benefited the platform and made people feel and understand that this is something to be earned. So there's that aspect. What else do they complain about? The only legitimate complaints that I really see are things like, one, the invalid traffic issue has some legitimacy. And then two, false copyright claims have some legitimacy. Mm-hmm. There are some genuine concerns I can entertain when it does come to censorship and when it does come to policies. Like, for example, not being able to speak on certain topics without it being flagged, or the platform prioritizing information that may change on the ground from organizations, government organizations, and so on and so forth that may contradict fact. Like, those are things that I think merit a conversation where I can see that the number of creators affected by those issues would represent much less than 1% of the platform. However, 1% of the platform is still at least 1 million creators. So I'm not saying it's not a problem. Mm-hmm. I'm saying that I understand why it may not be a priority.
All right, y'all. I think we have been here long enough. I'm gonna let Roberto go and recover. And we'll probably be streaming again Sunday on his channel as he celebrates 600K. Congratulations, my dude.
Thank you.
Appreciate y'all being here tonight. Y'all go ahead and enjoy your Friday. And thank you for that. Thank you to those who super chatted. I appreciate that. Be kind, be safe, and I will catch y'all next week. Peace.